Gabe.
Jeremy and Daryl.
Good evening, everybody. I am your host, Daryl. Welcome to episode 29. And I am joined not by Jeremy today. I'm joined by a suitable stand-in. Thank you very much. Gabe, how you doing?
Yeah, I'm doing good. Glad to be here. I'll do my best to fill Jeremy's role here. I hear that he's very much the talker of the two of you, so I'll do my best there, but glad to be on.
Yeah, it's putting me in a bit of an unknown territory. Yeah, I'm normally the one that just asks the on-the-fly questions. So, yeah, it'll be new for both of us.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, super excited though.
Yeah, so for people that maybe don't know who you are,
Mm-hmm.
do you want to give us a little bit of a background and why you're suitably suited to being the co-host of the evening?
Yeah, absolutely. So I'm a local MPO player here in Edmonton. I'm currently rated 976 last I checked.
Woo
I've been
woo.
playing for about 10 years at this point. And outside of disc golf, I spend my days working with kids and youth for a nonprofit here in Edmonton called Kids on Track. So when it comes to this episode with juniors, Jared, they were looking for somebody, and you guys remembered that, it's a lot of what I do is I hang out, talk to youth. So I'm super excited to talk to some of our junior players about what got them into disc golf, what gets them excited. Because I even remember when I was a junior, I started playing when I was about 16 years old. So
Wow.
it's such a cool experience.
Yeah. And you say when we were looking for somebody, I don't think we were just looking for somebody. I think we got the right person. There was only one person suited for the job, really.
Well, glad to be here.
Yeah, awesome. So let's how was your day?
It's been good. Crazy
Yeah?
windy out here. Feels like we're living in Lethbridge today, I swear.
Yeah.
But
What you say that. Everybody kept saying to me before we went down to spring runoff, if you're going down there, stable up. It's going to be windy. It's going to be windy. And it was windy, but it wasn't really anything that I was expecting, gales and hurricanes and everything, the way that everybody was building it up.
I mean, I did hear that you guys had some crazy weather anyways, but just a little
Yeah.
different weather.
We had some wind, we had some rain, we had some hail. So, yeah, we had a bit of everything.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I did manage to get out today. Got out to the hills for my anytime league. So,
Yeah,
put in a
how'd it
quick
go for
round
you?
out there.
Crazy winds?
Crazy wins.
Stable
Crazy
up?
wins. Yeah. 2 birdies out of 18. So I think I finished +3, which I'm
Okay.
happy with in that sort of weather.
Yeah, and these winds?
Yeah. Okay. So shall we let everybody know what we got going on for the episode?
Yeah, give us a rundown. What am I here
Perfect.
for?
So it wouldn't be an episode if we don't give you a number 1 tag update. It has changed hands, so we'll fill you in on that later.
Yeah, I'm gonna do everything I can to, eventually get my name here. Scott's got to watch out, but there's
Yeah.
your little spoiler.
Yeah, absolutely. And then we're going to talk about Night Owl, because is a recent event that just happened this weekend, and you were actually lucky enough to be there. So what better way to get the inside scoop on what happened in another course that I've never played. So
Yeah, it is a beautiful course. We'll be excited to talk about finishing and how it ended up and some of the Edmonton people that were down there. It was a great weekend.
Awesome. And then obviously the meat and potatoes of the episode, we have the juniors coming up later. 3 guests for us tonight. Gavin, Kai, and Mason, all great players. So I'm excited to talk to them later. Then, as always, we're going to give you an update on what our pros have been doing down south of the border as well. And we'll finish it off with the secret word if you stick around long enough. And if you have any questions for me, but I'm sure you don't have any questions for me because I've pretty much told you everything at this point. But if you have any questions for Gabe, put them in the chat and we will get to them at the end of the episode. While we're mentioning questions, put your questions in if you have any questions for our juniors tonight. Gavin, like I said, Kai and Mason as well.
Yeah, it's looking to be super sweet. Like I said, I love hearing the junior side of things and hearing what that experience has been like. So I'm super excited to get to talk to these 3 guys tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. So let's get back to that number 1 tag. So this is normally Jeremy's wheelhouse. He normally contacts the people that are involved. He puts it all in the outline and he takes it and he runs with it. He has updated the script, or the outline, should I say. And I'll read you word for word what he put. Last episode, Matt Dwyer, now with Scott Brimacombe. I think we worked out that it probably was at last week's Rundle League, which happens on a Thursday, and obviously we record on a Wednesday, so we didn't get to see the update or hear any more from that. But
Mhm.
do you have any details? Do you have any?
Not that I know of, not unless he's lost it since last league night.
Right.
I mean, I hope he hasn't. I feel like I need to go message him after this. This is my call out for Scott that if he's at league tomorrow, I'd love to play with you. I'd love to take your number one tag. I'd love it. My tag number hasn't changed in a while. It's time. Got to go up somewhere.
Yeah.
Where better to go?
There you go. Do you know what number you have right now?
I think I got 30 something.
Oh, okay.
It's
So
been
you're
sitting
down.
there for a while.
You're down there.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're not up in the hundreds with us commoners.
Yeah, I've just been at this point. It's been a struggle of trying to find someone with a lower number tag.
Yeah.
So, good to know where number one is. Good to know who I
Yeah.
should be chasing. We'll keep going.
Yeah. So, speaking of getting out there and playing, you went to Night Owl. We had a few listeners of the show actually get out to Night Owl this weekend. Me and Jeremy were not able to get out there. I know Mark and Tyler Edwards were on the way back from Lethbridge and just decided, we want to keep playing. Let's see what else there is. And then they happened to be 2 extra spots out there, so they signed up right away. But they were in MA1, I believe, and you were playing obviously in MPO.
I was. And so I also know that Dylan Frolic was out there. I know because I actually played with him round one. And
Nice.
so was Sam was out there, Kevin Topping. And there was even my brother. I'll give him a little shout out, I guess. Give
If
him
you
a shout
have
out.
to.
He's been on the show before, and so was Terry. But yeah, some super exciting finishes. We had Terry finishing first in FPO,
Right.
coming back in the last round. She was actually down after rounds 1 and round 2, but managed to fight her way back and take first in FPO.
Awesome.
We had Greg Gatsky and Chad Gamelin having a tight battle in MP40, with Chad eventually taking down the win.
Awesome.
Lindsay Monderman won FP40. Wally had a solid second in MA50. Probably a little something about this is apparently the first Night Owl that Wally hasn't run.
Okay.
So you got to know that Wally went out there with, a little less stress, a little less to do.
Yeah.
Got himself a solid second place. And Kevin Topping also got a solid second in MA4.
Awesome.
And then MPO had a super exciting finish. Ended up with Sean Morrison taking down the win in a playoff over Josh Smith.
Okay.
After it had a little back and forth on 16, 17, and 18, where, Sean, honestly, Josh took a birdie on 15 to take a stroke on Sean. Sean birdie 16 to take it right back. 17. Wow. My favorite moment was Sean throwing this beautiful second shot on a tough par 4. About 300 feet, just lays it down super nice and soft to stay on this hillside. And then Sean looks at me afterwards and he goes, "Man, I knew that was my make or break shot right there."
Right.
But that wasn't his only make or break. He then pushes it to a playoff, where he then goes on to birdie hole 1, which is one of the toughest holes out there. If you've played that course, hole 1 is insane.
Right.
And Sean puts it to 15 feet to take down his win. So super exciting finish in MPO as well.
Wow. Yeah, it sounds like a lot of Edmonton representing and taking down podium positions out there. So congrats, everyone. I know Dylan's in the chat. Kevin's in the chat as well.
Mm-hmm.
And I understand that you were pushing the lead. You were vying for the lead. You actually had the lead at one point during the round.
I did. So I actually went into the last round in second place. Managed to catch Sean Morrison, who ended up going on to win. I caught him by hole 3 or hole 4.
Yeah.
But I did not finish well after. I did not play well from there on out. Kind of got a little nervous there. And so I ended up finishing in 5th place. Still finish I'm proud of. My event rating is a little under my current rating. But overall, 2 rounds I'm proud of. 1 round I'd love to take back, though.
Right. And I understand that the course used to be movie related, but that's no longer a thing, right?
Yeah, it
I know
used to
Jeremy
be, this
had
course
said to
used to
me, I
be
think in
two
a previous
nines.
episode. Sorry.
Yeah, used to be Action 9 and Slasher 9, two fully
Right.
separate ones. But now it's been just turned into one 18-hole course numbered 1 to 18. Helps a little bit more when you're talking back about, oh, do you remember hole 13?
Right.
Instead of trying to go, do you remember Action 7? Was that Action 7 or am I thinking of Slasher 7? But overall, they have done a ton of work out there. Curtis has done an incredible job, and he's continuing to push improvement over improvement on that course. I love it. It's beautiful. It's got your nice big trees, but somehow it's got gorgeous grass fairways all through the middle. So beautiful.
Awesome.
I know you said you haven't played it. You got to find time to get out there.
Yeah, whether I get out there this year just to play a casual round, or maybe I rework some of the tournaments I do next year. But yeah, definitely seems like it's a course that we need to get out there and play for sure.
Yeah, beautiful.
Yeah. Well, let's move this right along because we have a guest waiting in the lobby, so we may as well let's get the episode started. Everybody's waiting in the chat here. That they don't want to hear about us. They don't want to hear about tags. They want to hear from the guests.
I know. It looks like we even have Kevin in the chat saying that it was a tough battle for him to get his first podium finish. Super exciting, man. I love that.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, congrats on all podium finishes, and congrats to everyone who played out there. So, moving right along, as they say, let's get on with our first guest. He's been waiting patiently in the chat. So as I said, so I should also mention that because it is a junior episode, not that not that we're downplaying that or anything, but I am drinking tea tonight.
Yeah, got the water as well.
Yeah. So like I said, we have three guests on this week. Our first guest, he's an MA1 MJ18 player from Spruce Grove, who's been a PDGA mom. See, this is why Jeremy does this. Okay, I'll start that again. Our first guest is an MA1 MJ18 player from Spruce Grove, Alberta. He has a PDGA number. He's right. Okay, I'm just gonna go roll with this time.
Yeah, just keep going.
He has been a PDGA member since 2022. He is sponsored by Equin Discs and a Wildman Disc Golf. He is constantly posting great content and on Instagram and YouTube. And this year he's playing in the Alberta Junior Disc Golf Championships this month as well. Catch him at the River City Cup, Edmonton Open, also going to Canadian Nationals. Let's welcome Gavin Beamish to the show. Hey, Gavin, how are you doing?
Hello. Can you hear me?
We can hear you loud and clear.
Good.
Can you hear us?
Everything good? Okay.
Perfect.
Yep.
How are you doing?
Pretty good.
Good.
Very nice.
Good. We're excited to have you on the episode here. I was saying to Jeremy before we got you on that the first time that I ran into you, first time I ever met you, you probably don't remember me, but the first time I met you was when I was spotting at the Edmonton Open. I was on hole 16, and I saw all these guys walking up, and this, I don't want to say little kid because you wasn't, but I saw you walking up amongst the adults.
Yeah.
And then just throwing these lines and throwing these discs that I could only hope to throw.
Yeah, I actually remember that. I remember your beard.
Oh, there you go. I do kind of stand out a little bit. Yeah. And obviously, Gabe, you've met Gavin. You've played with Gavin quite a few times.
Many times. Gavin's a killer. I've been saying it. Even when it makes me laugh when you say that he's an MA1 player, because I keep bugging him that he won't be allowed to stay in MA1 much longer. If he keeps putting up the scores that he is, you can't stay MA1 forever, Gavin.
I know. Maybe next year. Maybe next year I'll go MPO. We'll see.
He's still young. He's got plenty of time to develop, right?
Oh yeah.
We don't need to rush him into MPO just yet.
I just need some competition. I want to play against him more. That's all.
So, in the amount of times that you guys have played together, is it kind of 50-50 split? Is somebody kind of edging it out a little bit more than the other?
I think I might have beaten Gabe maybe like once or twice,
Yeah,
but
I
he
think
usually beats me.
I know you for sure took a round off me out at Bailey's before, because you shot some crazy hot rounds out there. And League, there's definitely been weeks of League you've beat me.
Yeah.
There you go. So
Yeah.
if that's what you've got that already in your wheelhouse, then it's not going to be long before you're pushing that MPO.
Yep. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
So let's move right into the questions. Are you ready?
Yep, I'm ready.
Perfect. So Jeremy has kind of put in some questions here. He said that back in 2022, when you started, sorry, did I say you started in 2022?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. You started in MJ15, MA4, and MA2, and then last year you moved up to MA2 and MA1. And then we've already spoken about it there that maybe next year you're gonna. Is that something that's on your radar? Are you looking to move up to MPO in the near future, or is it still, you're not going to push that too soon?
Yeah, we'll see. I'm doing lots of tournaments this year, so depending on how I place, if I get a few wins in MA1, I feel like I should probably move up to MPO, but we'll see. Yeah.
Yeah, there's no rush.
Yeah, but you're
Mm-hmm.
playing MJ18 at Nationals, right?
Yeah. That should
Yeah.
be really fun. That's gonna
Yeah.
be awesome.
There's quite a few people going out there, hey?
Yeah. Looks like there's about like 20, 25 juniors registered, so
Wow.
Okay,
it's gonna
that's
be
got
good.
to be the biggest junior field you've played in, right?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah. Yeah, that'll be sweet. Are you starting to get nervous about it? Excited?
Mostly just excited. I'm just like, but that's gonna be super fun. Just the trip out to BC, it's gonna be awesome.
Have you looked at the players that are already signed up? Do you know a lot of them?
Um, I don't really know much of the BC players who are there. I know like maybe 3 or 4 that I've met at other tournaments, like
Right.
The Cochran brothers. They're really good, and then I've played with Mason at a tournament once, and maybe another. But yeah,
Right. Okay.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's always nice to have some experience with people that you know because you know their game or you know how they're going to be on your card and things like that. It kind of settles you in as well a bit, right?
yeah,
Yeah, makes you way less nervous if you walking up to a team and you're like, I've played with these guys. And
Yeah.
especially, if you know in the
especially.
back of your
Yeah.
head, I've beat these guys before.
Mm-hmm.
So, bringing it back down to a local level, what do you think? What are your opinions on junior disc golf in Edmonton, and what do you think that Edgar is? If there's anything that they can do, like what sort of things can they do to promote junior disc golf in Edmonton a little bit more?
Well, I always like it when I see like other kids on the course. Like even at Spruce Grove, I see some kids out there, and I'll talk to them sometimes. But
Yeah.
actually haven't seen many like in Edmonton. I don't play there much, but it'd be awesome to see lots more youth players on the course. I do know they're running a youth league. I'm not currently part of that, so I'm not really sure
Right.
how many people are going. But I did go last year, and that was fun. There was a little group of us, like 4 or 5, that would show up every week and play. So yeah.
Yeah. That's awesome.
Yeah. What's kind of been your experience showing up to league knowing that, you're 10, 15 years younger than most of the people you're going to play with, at least? Does it make you nervous? You get excited knowing that you're going to beat all these old guys kind of thing?
I'm not usually nervous. I've played, those are the people I play with most, just people older than me, so I'm mostly used to it. And it's fun being the young guy.
Yeah.
But yeah, it doesn't really bother me or anything, but I do really enjoy playing with people same age as me. But yeah.
Yeah.
Is that one of the reasons why you feel that need to go up to MA? Just because there's not enough I don't want to say not enough competition, but like there's not
You can
enough
say not
players
enough
in that.
competition.
I can say competition.
We know how Gavin's shooting.
Yeah. Yeah, usually I'd rather play in a field of like 10 to 15 than just playing against 1 or 2 other people.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so tell me, what actually got you into disc golf? I've known you for a while, but I don't think I've ever actually asked you what got you into first playing disc golf.
Yeah, so Jubilee Park, it's actually just down the road from my house. It's about like a 5 minute walk. And I have a friend who lives like a 30-second walk from there, from the first tee pad. And I was over at his house and he had some Innova DX starter sets. So I played around with him. It was really fun. I kept on going over to his house and we'd play. And that was, I believe, 2021. And sometimes I had a frisbee at home. I took that out and played. And on my birthday in June, I got 2 DX starter sets. Actually, I still have this disc left. That's the only one left.
Only one left,
And
the only survivor.
yeah, and I basically just played every day or as much as I could because the course is just so close. And yeah, that was the next year, 2022. I decided I wanted to get started in tournaments. My first tournament was River City Cup in A tier.
Wow.
And
What a way
it
to
was really
start.
fun. Yeah, played in MA4 and I won. So that was
Okay.
pretty fun.
Good start.
I was like, oh, yeah, I was like, oh, this is so fun. I got to do more tournaments. So I played a few more that year, and 2023 played even more, and gonna do even more this year. So that's a pretty quick version
Yeah.
of
Yeah.
how I got into disc golf. Yeah.
Absolutely. And then, if I remember correct, you are homeschooled, right? And so it gives you just so much time. That's how you're out there all day long, every single day, I swear.
Yeah. Well, I started in 2021, so I was grade 8, I think. Grade 8, I think. So I was homeschooled grade 8 and 9. So right now I'm actually going to public school, St. Peter down the street. So I only play probably 4 times a week, not like 7.
Only four. Only
Yeah,
four
only
times a
four
week.
times.
Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, I still get to play a lot because the course is so clear. The course is so close. It's hard
Right.
to say close and near at the same time.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Yeah. And having a course like Jubilee right next to your house, have you played the when you go out there, do you always play the 18 or do you kind of mix it up? I know he's in the chat. I know Briggsy's got his own
yeah,
kind of Briggsy
this dog
Safari
18.
Wildman uh, layout out there.
Yeah, usually when I go, I don't really have a plan. I just like chuck discs in the field. I don't even keep score. Sometimes I throw out my whole bag on a hole.
Right.
But I do like playing the Disc Dog 18. That is a lot funner than just the normal 9 or 18.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I
That's
just
awesome.
kind of randomly throw discs in a field.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
And-
It's a great course to do it at.
Yeah.
I often said, I also grew up out in Spruce Grove, for those who didn't know. It's a great course to go out there and just unload your bag on every single hole because you're kind of not too worried about losing discs anywhere. It's pretty tough to lose discs unless you leave them in the field, which I swear
That's what I do.
I've never done that. Never done it.
Bro,
Never-
I do that like once every other week.
yeah, it's the worst way to lose them too because they were out there.
Yeah. So is that something that you do, Gabe? Do you ever go out to a field and just throw discs? Because I feel like Gavin's approaching it the right way, like not keeping track of his score. He's going out there, emptying his bag. Like whenever I go out for a round, like I'm always going out for a casual round and I'm throwing 18. I might throw 2 shots off the tee, but for the most part, I'm keeping track of the score. I'm trying to, figure out the lines and things like that. But
Honestly,
there's got to
these
be
days
something.
not so much.
Yeah.
Like I said, I grew up out in Spruce Grove, and so when I was first starting to play, a lot like Gavin, I swear I played Jubilee Park 7 to 14 times a week, kind of thing. I was out there at least once a day, if not twice. And like you were kind of saying, Gavin, it kind of just feels like you're throwing discs in a field, and you kind of have something that you're aiming at, right?
Yeah.
There's a basket out there, but at the end of the day, it's 300 feet dead straight. I can do whatever I want. And so it's a great course to practice a lot of stuff at because you can go out there and throw a backhand and a forehand and a thumber and a roller and any shot you can think of on any single hole out there. And you can probably get a birdie look if the shot's good enough, kind of thing.
Yep.
So it's a great place to start because, yeah, when I was starting out, that's what it was. These days, not so much, mostly just because, time becomes trickier. But, yeah. So I know that you've been practicing your forehand a whole lot this year, Gavin.
Yeah.
And with the forehand, maybe also left-handed for when the forehand doesn't really work.
Yeah.
What has it been like for you practicing that forehand and that left-handed throw,
Hmm.
and kind of why the left hand?
Well, I started basically backhand dominant. Like probably my first 2 years, I only threw backhand, and that was it. And I saw lots of other people throwing forehands. I'm like, that works so well. Like I should start learning that. So yeah, last year I'd say my forehand maxed out around 200-ish feet, and I'm getting it up to around 300 now, which it has proven to be a very good tool. Just playing around,
Yeah.
but I just find just gotta get lots of repetitions, keep practicing.
Do you ever go out
And
and just throw left-handed only rounds?
I've done that once. No, I've done that twice. It's
Yeah.
very discouraging. I'm like, I'm better than this. Why am I shooting a +5 at Jubilee Park?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But, you know, I was thinking if I'm going to be playing disc golf for like 40 years, I should probably learn a left hand because I know lots of people get injured throwing forehands, like Eagle, McMahon. Very
Yeah.
sad.
Yeah.
But if I can learn a left hand backhand as good as my right hand backhand, that would be amazing. So,
That would
Yeah.
be amazing because
yeah.
you're throwing. I've seen you throw right hand backhand over 400 feet, pushing even further these days. It feels like, um, and even like your forehand, like you said, you're getting some good power on it. I just saw one of your most recent Instagram posts of you birdieing a hole out at Drayton Valley with a forehand. That hole's like 315, but
Yeah.
it's on pure highs the whole way. Like you're not flexing that forehand. Like that's a power forehand you've got going on.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
And if you go
Thank you.
out to Jubilee and you shoot +5 left-handed only, well then the next time you go out you're going to shoot for +4, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Just like being a beginner again, it's just can improve every time.
Yeah.
Just
That's what
yeah,
it's all
focus on
about.
the little things.
mhm.
Yeah. Well, we were talking a little bit there about school. So you're in grade 10 right now.
Yeah.
So you got a couple more years of school left. Are you looking at the future? Do you know, are you going to go into university or college or anything like that?
I'm not 100% sure what my post-secondary plan is.
Right.
I was looking kind of into something like physio or chiro because I go to those places a lot because I play sports and get injured.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't have a solid plan right now.
Because
Right.
yeah, you play other sports as well, right? You've played. I know you play basketball. Do you have any other sports that you play outside of disc golf?
Right now, not really, unless you call like working out a sport. I don't know if that's a sport, but I do really enjoy lifting weights. Like that's another thing I really like doing. So yeah,
Mhm. Yeah, I
Yeah.
love it. Okay, and then you have two sponsors this year, right? One, are both of them new this year, right?
yep. For very first time being sponsored.
Yeah. What's it been like? I know that with Wildman you can kind of throw whatever you want, but with Yakun you gotta throw a certain amount of their discs. What's it been like throwing a lot of that new plastic and figuring out what it's like?
Honestly, it was pretty easy. Like I liked a lot of their discs, and I still got to throw lots of the discs I have been throwing. And actually, for the first year, there's not like a set minimum discs of Equin that I need to bag. So that's really nice. It's like I can kind of test them out and see which ones I like, which I do
Awesome.
like most of them. And then with Wildman, it's really nice. They're basically just supporting me in my like disc golf journey and like all the tournaments I go to, and just helping me go places like Canadian Nationals.
Yeah.
Perfect. Do you want to talk a little bit? How did the Equine sponsorship come about? I know we spoke to Terry about it in a previous episode, but I would like to hear, what it was like from your point of view.
Yeah, so in the winter or fall winter, I was looking around. I'm like, oh, it'd be cool to get sponsored. Like, I have a YouTube channel. I feel like I could. So I just sent out a bunch of applications, and Equin replied, and they're like, oh, we want an interview. So I had an interview with them, and a few days later, they said you're on the team, and
Nice.
ordered my discs, and we're good. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you
That's
and you
sweet.
you mentioned there about you like most of their discs anyway, but you're not set on how many you have to have in your bag. Is there, I don't want to say a gap, but is there like a certain disc that Equine just doesn't have for you right now?
There's mainly just one spot, and that's like an overstable, like a beefy fairway driver, like a Raptor or a
Right.
Firebird.
Yeah.
So, but they do have a pretty full lineup, a few little holes, but
Yeah.
they are coming out with new discs. Like they came out with 4 new discs already this year. So
Yeah, they've been pumping out new discs for you.
Mhm.
And different plastics as well, right? They've got, is it
Mhm.
3 lines they've
beautiful plastics.
2 new lines. There's this one, which is the Glaze X, and then there's
Yep.
also the inner color, which I don't have one right now, but
That's
Right.
the base plastic kind of thing,
Yeah.
right? Feels nice and tacky, grippy.
Mhm.
Yeah. Okay, what's been like 2 discs that you have loved since starting to throw more of their discs? That is just on your way, throw them all the time.
let me get one. Let me get them.
We definitely want to see one of these discs.
I got 2 colors of one. So this is like my max distance. If I had there was a distance competition, I would throw these.
Yeah.
And that's the Qigong. This is in the
Okay.
glazed plastic, and
What-
these just go super far. Like
What are the
I
numbers
can-
on those for people that like flight numbers?
This one is a 13502, but
Okay.
it flies more like a -2-1. It's a little flippier than the flight numbers suggest, but they
Right.
just go so far. This is my main forehand. Like if I need to throw forehand far, I usually go with these.
Okay, so while you're talking about it, what's the furthest you've pushed to Qigong out there? I know you've ripped them. I know you've measured it.
Yeah, I got the other day. I was out in the field and we had it was a really nice wind, like a tail left to right, and I got a few like 465.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, that's a crush.
With a
That's impressive.
rangefinder.
Okay,
So
none of that
you can
U-disc
trust
that
it.
we
You
don't
can
trust.
trust it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I've got a U-disc one like 492, but I'm not so sure about that one.
Yeah. Briggsy's in the chat shouting out 490 Gabe. Or 490 Gavin, sorry, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so the Qigong, that's a favorite. What are the other favorite?
So it's a battle between these two. It's probably this one though. This is the Yan. It's a 3600. It's a putter. It says a mid-range, but it's a 3-speed, so I'm calling it a putter.
Yeah.
And this thing, it just like flies so straight.
Yeah.
At Bailey's Crossing, I throw this disc a lot because it just goes so straight.
Straight.
But also the other one would be the King. Probably just because I aced hole 13 at Bailey's with it.
I was about to ask, is that the ace disc?
Yeah, the King. It's a 3.5 -2.0. So it's
If
a little
you wanna see
flippier.
the sweet ace, go check out Gavin's Instagram for sure. He's got a beautiful video of it. It's a gorgeous shot.
Yeah. Straight
13.
in.
That's not an easy hole. That's like
No.
that's like a Plinko hole, right? That's the one with the trees just after the downhill.
Yeah, it's the one that's got like I swear it's like a 10-foot gap.
Yeah.
That you hit it with just like a beautiful hyzer flip with that thing, right?
Yeah.
How you made it through to the basket there. I'm aiming to get past the first set of trees and land somewhere in the middle of the fairway.
Hey, me too. I think I might have just got lucky there.
Was it a straight in laser or was it a skip?
Yeah, just straight in. Just like
Wow.
a nice little putter hyzer flip, straight into it. It's just right over the rim.
Wow.
And I got it on film too, so I was like,
Yeah,
Man,
it was great. So good.
Yeah, that's the win of all wins there. I mean, you can, it's one thing to get it. I know a friend of the show, Mark, got an ace, but there was nobody around to witness it, so he just walked up to the basket casually. I did get one during league night, so there were people around to witness it. But if you have it on film, I mean, you have that forever, right?
yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Is that your first ace, or you probably have a few?
Well, if you're counting first shot aces, that's my first shot ace. I have like 10 aces, but since I play at Jubilee Park so much, I just like chuck my whole bag.
Throw your whole bag.
I've even got like 2 aces in one day, twice, and it's just like because I throw so much. But that's actually my first real ace.
Okay.
No
Wow.
tournament aces yet though.
Okay, and you
I
said
like
you
the way
got
he
it on
said yeah.
film, right?
Yeah.
You got it on film because you post a ton of stuff on Instagram and even YouTube, right?
hmm
What's it been like for you posting on there more, posting these YouTube videos that I love every time I'm on there, you know it. What's it been like?
Oh, it's just a fun thing for me to do. When I started playing disc golf, I watched a lot of YouTube videos on like how to throw and everything. Watched a lot of people play, and I just figured maybe I should start doing something like this, and I just enjoy doing it. So why not?
Yeah,
Yeah.
why not? And
Yeah.
you've even got some YouTube videos with other people. You've got your brother on there a couple times.
Yeah.
He always looks super excited to be there.
hmm
Um, and then you've had some other people on there as well, right?
Yeah. One of my recent videos, there was two boys from what's that city called? Vancouver. How did I forget that? Vancouver,
Okay.
BC. The Cochran brothers. They're really good, and it was really cold that day. But we went out, filmed the video. We had a lot of fun, laughed a lot. But
Was
yeah, I
was
really
that
enjoy playing with them.
was that the video where before you started, the winner got a signed Gavin disc and you ended up giving it to him?
Yeah, it was like my junkies disc. I just put my signature on
Yeah,
it.
it
Here you
wasn't
go.
specified which disc, right?
Yeah, I think it was just like this beat up XT Dart or something. I got in like a disc trade. But then a few months later, he won BC Junior, so maybe he was putting with that disc.
He must have been.
Yeah,
It was the
it
vibes that
had my
came with the
signature
disc.
on it. Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hopefully he gave you a shout out when he was lifting the trophy.
yeah, hopefully.
Yeah.
Okay, so you got a couple tournaments coming up this year. We were saying that you're signed up for River City and Edmonton Open and Nationals. How many tournaments do you kind of play a year? Do you play about that 3 to 4?
Well, my first year in disc golf, 2021, I think I did play 3 or 4, and then 2023, I played probably 8, and this year I think I'm gonna play 10
Okay.
approximately. I've already done 2, and then I have 4 in a row in June, so I'm super excited for that.
Yeah.
It's
June
gonna be
June in
awesome.
Alberta this year is busy. Like
Yeah.
especially end of June into July, especially around the Edmonton area. It is back to back to back tournaments.
Yeah.
Um, tell me what's the like one tournament that you're most excited for every year?
It's got to be Edmonton Open. Like Bailey's Crossing is just like such a nice course, and it's just a great round tournament.
Mm-hmm.
And I just love playing there. It's
Yeah.
close to my house, and I know the course pretty well.
Yeah.
So I really look forward to that one.
Definitely helps with the confidence then.
hmm
Yeah. So I just wanted to circle back there when we were talking about the sponsors. We talked about Equin, but also, like we said, you're sponsored by Wildman. So how did that sponsorship come about as well?
Well, I started playing a bunch of Briggsy and Matt are best buds. So
Yeah.
kind of got me connected into the Wildman community, and I really like what they're doing. So I
Yeah.
decided to go with them. They offered me to be on their
Nice.
team, and I was like, I mean, that'd be cool to get started with that. So I went ahead with
Yeah.
that. hmm
I believe you're the only you're the first uh, player that they've sponsored, right?
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
correct.
And then obviously playing out in Spruce Grove, you see Briggsy all the time out there. So
hmm
you got that good connection, and yeah, good bunch of guys, and hopefully they're treating you good, and
Yeah,
and obviously going out to Wildman as well. That's another tricky course like
yeah,
Bailey's,
that
right?
course is awesome.
Yeah. You have a favorite hole out at Bailey's?
At
Sorry,
Bailey's,
out at Wildman. Sorry.
at Wildman. I like hole 4 from the long tees. It's like about 420 feet par 4, and you gotta throw over like a valley of a lot of
Yeah, it's
stuff
like a
in
little
that valley.
swamp, right?
Yeah, and it's all
Mm-hmm.
over out of bounds, probably like 300 feet, and you just gotta throw in straight and through the trees. And I've got a few eagle looks at it. Haven't got the eagle yet, but
I was
I
just
love
about
that
to
one.
ask if
I
you'll
love
go
that
for the
one.
eagle on that one because you can reach it. I know you can.
Yeah,
You'll pull out the
definitely go
sheet
for
gun.
it. Yeah, but haven't got it yet. Maybe next time. Next time.
Yeah. There's always next time.
hmm
Okay, so like, for myself, I always enjoy if I'm not playing disc golf, I'm always enjoying watching disc golf on YouTube and things like that. You already mentioned that you've got your own YouTube channel and you're in that that social media era. Is there? Let's start with just local players. Like, is there players that who do you look up to in the local scene? Who do you like
To
to
be
play
honest,
with, or who do you like?
yeah, to be honest, it's probably Gabe Piska.
Ooh,
I
Like,
that's
know that
awesome.
guy.
yeah. Like I really like watching you throw. Like it's so smooth. It's like especially like two 2 years ago, a year ago. I really look look like up to you. Really like oh
Nice.
that guy is really good. I should learn from that guy. Yeah.
Yeah,
Mhm.
he knows how to throw. Yeah.
hmm
And what about across Canada? Do you have any favorite Canadian players that you like to look out for?
You know, like
Don't
I
say don't say Mr.
usually
Piska again.
uh well I could. You know, Thomas Gilbert. It's pretty cool how he's playing on the pro tour. He's
Yeah,
Canadian. And hits up a lot of those tournaments. Always like seeing him on the leaderboards. So yeah.
yeah. He's one of the names that I'm always looking out for. I always want to see him doing well on the events there. And
hmm
then what about all time? Who's your favorite player that you like to watch, or do you root for?
I really like watching like Matty O because he's just like
Right?
really funny in the
He's
way he
got the
throws,
style.
and I know he does. And then
Yeah.
also another player would be Emerson Keith because he's so short. You could probably tell why,
I was gonna
but
ask why, but
yeah, like he's probably the same height as me, like 5'5" or something, but he can still throw like insanely far. Really cool to watch. And yeah, I just really like watching like Joe Miss Pro and stuff, watching all the
Yeah.
pros.
Mhm.
Perfect.
Okay, Gavin, if there is one thing you would do to help grow junior disc golf, either in Edmonton or in Alberta, what would you do? What would you push for?
Hmm. Well, I am going to run some youth clinics with Wildman this year, so that should be good. We don't have any
Okay.
dates or locations for it yet, but we are planning to have one or two this summer, and that's going to be really good. So hopefully we can get out some more youth to learn how to play.
Awesome.
Yeah, I love it.
Excellent. Well, we're coming to our end of our time here, Gavin. We thank you for being on the episode. We already shouted out your sponsors there. Is there any? We'll hand it back over to you. Is there anything else you just want to finish off? You want to get anything else you want to shout out?
Yeah, I thought of two things.
Go for it.
We have a brand new promo code for wildman.com. It's called Gavin5. Gives you 5% off, but also supports me in my little tour. So if you want to use that, it's Gavin5.
And
And
that's Wildman Disc Golf.
yeah, wildmandiscgolf.com, I believe. But they'll
Perfect.
find it. And
Yeah.
then on June 8th is the Tricycle Cup. It's a really small tournament. There's like 25 people in it. There's still a lot of space. So Wildman is going to be there, a big sponsor. So if you are open in 3 days, just come out to Parkland Beach. It's like an hour and a half away from Edmonton. It's going to be awesome.
Perfect. Tricycle
Yeah,
Cup.
Tricycle Cup.
Is
Really
it on?
tiny C
Is it on
tier.
Disc Golf Scene?
Yeah, really tiny C tier. It's going to be very fun.
If we come out to the Tricycle Cup, will you have a Sharpie to sign my XT Dart if I bring one?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay,
Yeah.
perfect.
Only for a small charge of $1.
You know what? You drive a hard bargain, but I'll take it. I'll take it.
It's
Yeah,
worth it. It'll be worth
yeah,
100 times that in a couple of years' time.
yeah. Thank you.
Awesome. Well, thanks for your time, Gavin. We'll see you out there on the course. And I know me and Jeremy, I think Jeremy got to play doubles against you at Edmonton Open last year. The night
Maybe.
before, I think he played the doubles, but I've never had a
Yeah,
chance to play with you. So we're all three of us here in Rundle League. So I'm sure there'll be some time this summer we'll get out there and play around together.
yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks for having me on the show. This was really fun.
Awesome. Thank
Yeah,
you. We'll
we'll
see
see
you
you around
soon.
lots, my friend.
Yeah, see you. Thank you.
Thanks, Gavin. What a great guy, hey?
Yeah, I love it. And I promise I did not even pay him to say that I was his favorite. I swear, no bribery, no nothing.
Yeah, I mean, when you get someone who looks up to you like that, it's gotta be, all joking aside, it's got to be a nice feeling to think that you're having that impact on somebody out there, you know.
Oh, absolutely. My wife probably could not count the amount of times that I've said, "Man, Gavin Beamish, I love that kid." Um, I think, like I said, he's playing MA1 now. I think he can start keeping up with MPOs pretty quick. Give him a year, maybe two, and he'll quickly either be called a sandbagger in MA1 or he'll be moving up to MPO pretty soon.
That is the conundrum, right? You don't want to. Do you think it's better for these juniors to move up to MPO even though they're not maybe at the right age? Is there a benefit to holding them back?
I don't think there's an age that matters. I think that at the end of the day, if you're playing with better players, it's going to make you better, right?
Yeah.
And so the more that you can play with better players, the faster you're going to continue to improve and improve and improve.
Yeah.
Which is why I know Gavin's been super intentional about trying to find people that are better than him to play with all the time.
Right.
So I don't think there's an age requirement to MPO. I know there's not an age requirement to MPO.
Right.
But yeah.
Yeah. Well, we'll see him out there shortly. Okay. We got somebody else waiting in the lobby, so we may as well bring him right on.
Mhm.
So our next guest is an MA1 MJ18 player from Calgary, Alberta. He's been a PDGA member since 2021. He is sponsored by Limber Disc Golf, earning him the prestigious, as Jeremy would like to say, because he is also a Limber Pinecone. Last year in MA2, he placed fourth in the BC Open, second at Falcon's Flight. He has a number of big tournaments coming up this year, including Big Bear Classic, TCO, River City Cup, the Limber Open, and Falcon's Flight. We're excited to welcome Kai Sotnikow to the show.
Hello.
Hello, Kai. How are you?
Good. How are you guys?
We're doing fantastic.
Good. I'm just hearing about all your great
Oh, it's
finishes.
delayed.
Man.
There we go.
Fourth at BC Open.
Yeah,
and second
there's been
at
a few of
Falcons
them.
Flight. Those are some sick finishes.
Yeah.
Awesome. So how are things down in Calgary? You're in Calgary right now, right?
Yeah, I'm in Calgary. I'm in my basement.
How are things down in Calgary? We had a lot of wind up here today.
Good. I went for a round today, and oh my god, it was windy. It was like,
As everybody keeps telling me, it's practice for Lethbridge. If you ever get a chance to go down.
Yeah, if you go play DRM, that is practice for Lethbridge.
Yeah, I've got a chance to play that course once or twice. I was curious to know, is that course just always windy? Like always?
Oh my! I've played it once when it doesn't not windy, like once or twice.
I swear it could be like a calm day anywhere else in that city, and you show up to David Richardson Memorial, and it is a absolute windstorm every time.
I completely agree. It is very windy, and it always seems to be windy.
Yeah, I will say though, one of my favorite memories in disc golf was playing David Richardson Memorial. It's the really tight downhill one into the trees on the back nine, I think.
Yeah. I think it's hole 12.
Yeah, that sounds right. I was playing it with my dad. I'm gonna put him on blast here for a second. And it was crazy wind in the headwind. He's trying to throw it down. Instead, it gets released nose up. And I'm pretty sure he hit the highway sign like behind you. It like went up into the sky, just gets caught by this crazy wind at David Richardson. And so my brother and I are just killing ourselves laughing as he's like hopping the fence, trying to run down into the road. Just brutal.
Seems right for DRM.
Mm-hmm.
I know I've put a few over the road, and people have probably been looking at me like,
yeah,
what is this kid doing?
Yeah, you said you played DRM today. Is that like
no? I played Curry Barracks.
Oh, Curry today. Okay, I was gonna ask what's the go-to course for you in Calgary there?
I probably Curry because it's like 5 minutes away from my house.
Okay,
which works. DRM is like 20, so it's kind of I only go there for leagues.
Okay.
Yeah.
Which do you prefer? What's your favorite course in the area?
Ooh, Aspen Meadows.
Okay.
It's an hour away, but it's my favorite course.
I don't blame you. It's beautiful.
Yeah.
And I mean, clearly you play it well if you're getting second out at Falcon's flight out there.
Yeah, I think I shot like a 17 down over
Wow.
3 rounds last year.
That's nothing to scoff at, man. That is killer rounds.
Yeah, I thought so.
Yeah. So you got a couple other tournaments coming up this year.
Yeah.
What are some of the ones that you're most excited for?
Definitely River City Cup, because I get to maybe kill Gavin. That would be fun.
Come out and trash.
I know he's coming there.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Always fun to have a little bit of friendly trash talk. Definitely Falcons. TCO, which I've never gone to, but I'm finally going this year.
Okay.
So I thought that'd be fun. Yeah, and I have lots of other ones. I just can't remember them.
Yeah. Then the one you're most next excited about is the next one you're going to play, right?
Yeah, Big Bear.
Yeah.
That one's always I like that course. I haven't played Big Bear.
Awesome. You mentioned Gavin there. Have you played with Gavin quite a bit?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I think he has a
always
YouTube
good,
short of
a
me.
friendly rivalry.
Yeah. He has a YouTube short of me throwing a Star Sidewinder 577.
Okay. We'll have to go find it later.
It's somewhere down there somewhere.
He's trying to hide it down.
Yeah, he's like, get this thing away.
You know, it's got to be about his ace, not about you throwing 560.
Yeah. Of course. Always like that.
So we mentioned there in the beginning that you've been a PDGA member since 2021. Is that when you first started in the sport?
No, I think I started 2019.
Okay.
Yeah. 2019, 2020, somewhere in there.
Right. And how did you first get into the sport? What was the first thing that got you into it?
My best friend took me out for a round at Baker Park.
Okay.
Like he had his family there. We had like 7 discs. I came out through. I was like, oh, this is fun. And then we go to, what's it called? Where Big Bear is at? Oh my God.
Yeah, Nordic
Canmore?
Center.
Nordic Center. Yeah.
Nordic Center.
We go there. We have some fun. And then they leave they move to France for a year. And I'm like, can I have your discs for the year? I'm like, yeah. I'm like, yeah. And they're like, yeah. So I go out with my parents. We're like, oh, this is fun. We have like our 5 discs now. And like, now I have like hundreds. I'm like, they multiply very fast.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you're sponsored by Limber.
I am.
I'm sure that helps with, multiplying your discs. By
Oh,
a ton.
for sure.
What was it like for you getting sponsored by them? And, what's it
It
look
was
like?
great. Just great all around guys. Taylor's amazing.
Mhm.
Their shop's amazing. You can just go throw into the net if you're mad. Or just if you want to have
shop.
fun. And then, they have discs, which, wallet goes down fast.
Yeah.
So how did that all come about? Did they reach out to you? Did you see them out on the course? Or
So
how
this Pinecone things works is you get, like last year, Jackson Peace was sponsored by them.
Okay.
And then you, like, God, what's it called? Like, oh my God. Words.
You get nominated, right?
Yeah, you got nominated
Mm.
by them. And so he nominated me.
Okay.
And I got it, which is great.
Yeah. Yeah, that's sweet. So you go in there all the time, buy a ton of discs.
Yeah.
I mean, I couldn't imagine what I would have done if I was like your age and had a sponsorship. I would have been
Broke.
stoked
You'd
out
be
of my
broke.
mind. Absolutely. I was broke anyways. I just would have been broke with more discs. I would have been able to buy more.
I don't actually buy that many discs anymore. I'm like, I have what I need, and if I need replacements, I'll buy them.
Okay.
Unless I want to try something new. But
Yeah.
other than that, it's pretty.
Okay. So since Limber is like a retailer, you're not locked into any companies or
No.
anything.
All right.
What are some of your like go-to favorite discs, ones that you're known for throwing kind of thing?
Pigs.
Pigs.
Everyone knows me for throwing pigs.
Okay. Any plastic of them?
Yeah. Usually R Pro.
Okay. That's the most common, right?
Yeah. R
They just
Pro,
recently
some
came out with
color
some good
glow.
runs.
Yeah. Like the Ricky pigs, I have a few of those. I had one that literally looked like a taco. It was like,
Those are the best, but they fly incredible. They
yeah,
look-
it was so flippy. I'll be like, hey, throw this. It's a pig. Throw it with hyzer. They're like, why should I throw a pig with hyzer? They throw it's like, wee. And
So
everyone's like, why do you have that?
So
Yeah.
I've never thrown. Well, obviously you're trying to do it here, but I've never thrown a pig. So sell me a pig. Why would I need to throw a pig?
Because they're amazing. They're just a great upshot disc, forehand, backhand. You can definitely get some distance with them if you put some mustard on them.
Yeah. Have you aced with the pigs?
I have a few times.
Awesome.
Okay. So pig is the go-to.
Yeah.
What's one of your other go-to discs for you?
Go-to discs. Ooh. I like my Firebirds.
Okay. I mean, if you're playing DRM in the wind all the time, you
Yeah,
gotta need your
it's
stable
very
approach
helpful.
pig and your stable Firebird, hey?
Yeah.
Any certain run of Firebirds?
I like champion Firebirds.
Okay.
Okay. Just for the beef all day long, hey?
Yeah. It's always great.
Okay, so with the wind, I also see that you played in spring runoff, hey?
Yeah.
What was it like for you down there, other than crazy wind and
It
all other
was,
sorts
let's
of
say
weather?
this, it was 2/3 good, and then the last third was really bad. Because my first 2 rounds were amazing.
Man, I get you.
And then my last round was like, kill me. Just hide me. Bury me in the
So-
ground.
Oh,
Jeremy and I went down to spring runoff as well. We played Aperture, Nick Shearer and Aperture. Is that the same as what you did, or did you do it the other way
Yeah.
around?
I played. I think I played Nicholas Sharon twice, and then Aperture once.
Okay.
I
how
was
do
same
you-
as the pros.
Right. How do you like? Which one's your favorite course out of those two?
I like Nicholas Sharon just because
Yeah. It's a little bit more wide open.
it's a little more wide open, and then you can throw far, which I love to do.
yeah,
Like there's hole 1, which is what 7+100 feet.
just the bomb.
Yeah.
And so you're just throwing a pig on that, right?
Yeah, definitely. Maybe a polecat.
Yeah, gotta go slower.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so for you, what did you do different playing that weekend in like the wind? And I even heard there was hail down there for you guys.
Oh yeah, the weather was crazy. You'd be like nice, and then you'd be hailing, and then bad times. But also
So-
great times at the same
Yeah,
time.
what do you do different when it's raining, hailing?
Lots
Like
of
what?
overstable.
Overstable?
Lots of overstable.
Okay, overstable and just tons of towels to try and dry yourself
Oh
off
my
as
god,
much
I
as
think
you
I had
can.
7 towels in my bag.
Was it enough?
Yeah, it was.
Okay. At least it was enough.
Because it stopped raining and then started, then stopped. So it was good. It's
Okay.
a fun time.
Yeah. So played that.
Yeah,
What
played
else
that.
have you played this year so far?
I played, I think it was called the Rusty Nugget. I think that's what
Okay.
it's called.
Yeah.
Won that one.
One
I've only played 2 tournaments this year. I've been
casually slotting it in there that you
Yeah,
won
yeah,
that
it's
event
just-
there. Where was that one at?
Golden. It was at Golden.
Okay.
So I
That's
think
a
there's a
really
Golden
nice
course,
course,
and
too.
there's one outside of Golden. It's a private course. I can't remember what it's called. It was great. It has like a 300-foot slip and slide that me and my friend were just going flying down. We're probably going 50K, just flying down this thing. It's a freezing cold water. It's amazing. And it's a
That,
hike. Sorry. go ahead.
The Rusty Nugget. I think those are put on. I think it's by Andre out of Park Pro.
Probably. I'm not quite
I
sure.
think he's involved with them somewhere there. Yeah.
Yeah. My dad's the one who just signs me up. I'm like, sign me up. I'll play it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Whatever he'll drive you to, kind of thing.
Yeah, it's like, drive me.
Just show up with your discs and point you on the first fairway, and then you're off.
Yep. No, it's more organized than that.
Yeah. What does your practice round usually look like?
Practice round. A lot of shots on a lot of shots on every hole. Just trying to figure out what works.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then mostly that. Maybe have a friend there, do some trash talking,
Yeah.
have a good time.
I mean, hey, even since you've been on, Gavin's been trash talking you in the live comments, saying that he can still beat you, and I'm pretty sure he was saying that he will beat
Okay,
you.
I can't
River City here.
see comments because I don't have it open on my second monitor because it's just distracting. But Gavin, in your dreams, you can go when you can throw 600 feet. Talk to me.
Well, I'll be excited. Are you playing in the same division as him out at River City this year?
Yeah, I better not eat my words now. That'd be bad.
I'll
There
be
you go.
watching. I'll be checking scores to see who comes out over you and
Yeah,
Gavin
maybe
here.
put some Vaseline in the bottom of the bag so everything becomes slippery. No one knows what's going on. I'm just like,
Have you? So you're coming up to play River City. Have you played Hermitage and Rundle before?
Yeah, I have. I played
Okay.
River City 2 years ago, I believe.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you're not completely trash talking him on a course that you haven't
No.
played. You've
I
got something
played
to
really
back it
good, and
up.
then last round it was just bad.
Mm.
Or yeah.
Yeah,
Doing pretty
because
good.
that would have been 2 years ago. Was that the year that we played Hermitage twice?
Which one's Hermitage?
Hermitage
Hermitage
is
is
the longer one that at that point it wouldn't have had concrete tee pads.
no, I don't think it did. It was just mud.
Yeah,
It's the one.
It was the
like,
mud year.
Yeah, everything was terrible.
Yeah. It rained. That was before. Hermitage now has tee pads. So when you come
Oh,
down this
sweet.
year, it'll be concrete pads for you.
Yeah.
But so when you played that year, were you playing Hermitage twice or Hermitage once?
Ooh, I think I played Hermitage once.
Okay. Out of those two courses, which one did you prefer?
I definitely like Rundle, just because last time I played Hermitage, it was not refined at all.
Right.
Yeah. Well, it's definitely in better shape now. They've done a ton of work for it.
Yeah.
And I'll be excited to, see if you can keep your words up here.
Oh, I shouldn't have said this on a live broadcast.
It's recorded, man. We got it.
I
on
know
film.
that's the problem.
You're gonna be caught in 4K if you lose here.
It's okay. It's a life lesson, right? It just
don't eat your words. That's
Exactly.
the life lesson.
So when you travel to these tournaments, do your parents play in the tournaments? Do they just
No.
kind of drop you
They
off?
just come and watch.
leave?
They
They
always
caddy for
watch.
you?
Sometimes. I mean, my bag is apparently too heavy now, so
Too many pigs.
too many pigs, too many discs.
So we asked Gavin this question a little bit earlier, just switching it up from the tournaments here. What's the junior disc golf scene like in Calgary?
There's not many. Everyone's usually older than me. Like there's Jackson. I think Connell does live here. I'm not sure.
All right.
Yeah, but I don't know of many other juniors in Calgary other than those guys.
Okay.
Even though they play pro, like.
And what are you obviously you said you play league. So which
I played Jackson's league. He runs a glow at DRM.
Okay. Yeah. And is that Central Disc Golf? Or is there a Calgary Disc Golf?
There's a Calgary disc golf club.
So what do you think that maybe Calgary Disc Golf Club could be doing? Is there anything that they could be doing maybe to get some more juniors into the sport?
Ooh, I haven't really thought about that. I mean, if you have friends, tell them about it. Like if you have friends that don't play, tell them about it for sure. If they have kids,
is there any junior leagues?
I don't know.
I we
only
have
play the
here.
one.
Okay.
Yeah.
So maybe that's something that they could look to maybe, kind of put out there, get the word out there. Maybe if more people want to sign up for a league, they might be more inclined to play rather than being intimidated. Coming to tournaments or something like that. So
yeah.
I asked Gavin as well, how do you feel about showing up to a league knowing that most of the guys there are going to be like double your age, at least, could probably be your dad's kind of thing?
Because I mostly know them and they mostly love to trash talk, which is great. So it's always a fun time.
I mean, I'm getting a theme here that maybe you like trash talk.
Oh,
that's kind of something I'm picking up on here.
Well, Jackson's rubbed off on me a lot. Like, as soon as I met Jackson, there goes the trash talk. Ooh, just started.
Mm-hmm.
So
is Jackson someone that you look up to and kind of play with all the time?
Yeah, sure. Look up to. No, I'm way taller than him.
Yeah, he's short.
No, he's a great guy. Yeah, play with him a lot. He's fun. He's a lefty, which cheats on so many holes that I'm like, I have to throw four. And he's like, I'm gonna throw the stupid lefty thing.
See, but then he's got to throw forehand on the holes that you're just throwing an easy backhand.
No, he just throws backhand. He throws lefty forehand or lefty backhand and righty forehand, so it goes the exact same way. He's like completely weird. I think he's trying to get a righty backhand right now, I believe, which is turned out pretty good.
Okay.
And then, yeah.
Him and Gavin will have to have a contest on lefty backhand and righty backhand combined.
Oh, Jackson's winning for sure. I'm sorry, Gavin. Like, there's no chance.
Gavin's just catching strays today, man.
Yeah.
I mean, he's trash talking in chat. It's not my fault.
I mean, the chat is blowing up because now Jackson's saying that he beats you every time.
Oh, that's only half true. Is Jackson in chat? Oh God,
He is.
Jackson, leave.
Can't let his ego get too big when you're saying that you look.
Bro,
up
I
to him,
can't see chat. I need to open chat. No, what's going on in chat?
So when we were doing some research, we're trying to find out some information on you. We came across that you were filmed in 2022 playing the Alberta Junior Disc Golf Finals at WGA Homestead.
Yes,
was that the first time that you've been filmed?
I believe so.
Yeah.
I don't know.
How did that feel? Was that a good tournament for you?
It was all right. Yeah.
Yeah. What was it like being filmed? Make you nervous?
It was fine. I liked it.
Yeah. Just don't think about the cameras. Just show off.
Yeah. No, chat's glitched. I can't see anything. No. Damn.
Jackson said that he's currently at DRM, which means
he's playing League right now. Wait, how is he?
He must have pulled up chat just to trash talk you while playing his League round. Like,
knowing him, that's
dedication
not a
to
surprise.
trash talk.
Yeah, it's not a surprise knowing him, like, at all. He lives for trash talk.
Well, you're doing a pretty good job holding your own as well. So
I mean, he's rubbed off of me. So all goes to Jackson for teaching me the ways of trash talk.
So tell me, there's a ton of great courses in Calgary. You said your favorite around there is Aspen Meadows. What's like all-time favorite course you've played?
Aspen Meadows.
Aspen Meadows?
I love it. Such a good course.
Yeah. What in your mind makes it so good?
How there's two courses, then they're both like A-tier courses.
Okay.
Like they're nice fairways, there's nice shots, there's all kinds of shots. I think they're getting even better baskets in this year, which is gonna be great.
Okay.
So Jeremy and I are both signed up for Falcon's flight this year. I don't know.
Yeah.
Are you going this year, Gabe?
Oh yeah. I will not miss that tournament.
I don't think I'm making it down this year.
You're not making it?
No.
So I know
soon.
Jeremy and I have both never played the course. So you want to give us some tips on how to play the course?
Don't go off the fairways.
Stick to fairways. That's what I'm
pretty
hearing
bad rough on a lot of the holes. Some of them are manageable, but
yeah. And then they slap OB on some just to
then there's some
really
OB.
kick you down.
Yeah. It's just an all-around fun course. And then the camping there's amazing. You have all the friends, all the people. Just an amazing time.
Yeah. I've heard a lot of good things about it.
Yeah.
Do you have a favorite hole?
Favorite hole. What is that hole? I love. I can't remember what hole it is. I think it's hole 12 on West, which is really fun.
Okay. What's special about that hole?
It's really long. I think it's 1,000+ feet from the long
par
tees.
5, right?
Yes, par 5, and it's like a 700+, 800+ from the shorter tees.
Yeah, you gotta have this really cool kind of placement shot from the long tees, and then you like turn the corner, and it's
it's a big L.
Gorgeous downhill, right, with the spruces on either side, kind of thing.
And usually there's the donkey in the background going its donkey thing all the time. It's great. I love that donkey.
Yeah, so you kind of just get to rip one out there all down that hill, hey?
Yeah, it's awesome.
Yeah, beautiful shot.
For sure.
So you said that you like Nick Sharon because it's a wide open bomber course, but yet you're saying your favorite course of all time is Aspen Meadows, which is quite narrow, and you need to place your shot.
I love it. It's just such a good shot.
Yeah,
I like Nick Sheeran because it's Nick Sheeran. It's fun. It's always windy though, so yeah. But I like Aspen Meadows more. I like shaping shots. It's always fun to have your S turns or turnovers or giant spike.
And anyone
hyzers.
can throw it long and hard on a wide open fairway, right? But when you got
not everyone. I mean,
wow,
not Gavin or Jack.
Yeah, he only throws 450.
Chump, right there.
Did I just hear Gabe trash talking Gavin as well?
Oh, this is getting better.
Told you I love Gavin to death, but
Okay, so moving along, we asked Gavin, what are some local Canadian pros, or maybe even start local? Is there some local pros that you like to play with?
I don't know if there's not really any pros I play with. I mostly just play with Jackson or myself.
Okay,
Mhm.
I mean, Jackson's a pro, but he's a chump.
Yeah, he's not a real
and
pro.
and what about Canadian? Is there any Canadian pros that you like looking up to or like watching their game?
I like Miguel. He's just so positive and so fun.
Mm.
Yeah,
He gave me a Halo, or not a Halo. I don't even remember what it's called. Give me a Cloud Breaker, which is great. It says Miguel on it 4 times, which is great.
yeah, nice.
Is it in
We
the
had him
bag?
on
Do
the
you
show.
throw it?
He's such,
It is in my bag.
Okay.
It's great.
yeah. We had him on the show earlier on. He's such a positive guy. There's no negativity that comes out of that guy's mouth.
No,
He's positive about
I
everything.
don't think it's possible for him to be negative.
Yeah. And then what about, let's go worldwide? Do you have a
World-
favorite player you like to watch?
I love Simon. He just has all the fun shots. I have a very similar play style to him.
Yeah. Always
With
go for
shot-
the big shots.
With shots that no one will think of, but I'll do it because it works.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we asked Gavin this as well. Gavin is sponsored by Equine Disc, so we asked him about his 3 go-to discs. You've got an open bag. Is there?
Yeah, I've got an open
I mean,
bag.
we already know you've got your pig. We know that's
I got my
a
pig.
staple.
Firebird. Ooh, I mean, you can't really play disc golf without a putter.
I mean, pig's close.
I was
mean,
going to say,
but,
is
I
pig
mean,
not a putter?
I know, but I don't putt with it. But we'll probably have to go with a Halo Wraith for the third one.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's great, Garrett Gerthy.
So, correct me if I'm wrong. Is a pig an Innova disc?
it is.
All
So
three
you're leaning heavily towards Innova then. So
Actually, it's probably 50-50 between Innova and Discmania. I
okay.
love Discmania discs, and I also
Okay.
love Innova discs.
Here's the question: do you throw old Discmania or new Discmania?
Mostly new because I haven't gotten the old.
Okay.
It's hard to get old Discmania.
Yeah. What's some of your favorite Discmania molds? I love Discmania.
I like MD3s.
Okay.
I like DD3s. What's it called? I like FD3s.
Yeah.
I like PDs, PD2s. They're great.
Okay.
So there's
Yeah.
lots.
Yeah. Do you throw what's your plastic was a big thing for Discmania when they shifted over.
Yeah, I like their S line.
Their new S line.
Yeah, the new S line feels great.
Yeah, it is pretty nice.
Yeah, and
Perfect.
I don't. What's the champion version called? of
C
theirs?
line.
Yeah, C line. I like their C line for mids because it just goes a little straighter.
Okay. Yeah.
Doesn't flip over as easy.
Yeah.
Nice. So what I'm hearing is, if obviously you're sponsored by Limber, but
Yeah.
for a disc manufacturer, if you got Discmania and Innova come tapping you up for sponsorship, which way are you leaning?
Probably Innova.
Yeah.
Yeah. As much as I love Discmania, I don't like any of their putters to putt with.
I can't
That's
blame
fair.
you there. I'm a huge Discmania fan. I throw all the old Discmania, it's the beautiful stuff.
Yeah,
But you're right. Like their putters can be tough.
they are. Like the P2s are so deep.
They're just a dog.
Like I have big hands, and it still feels too big.
Yeah. I mean, hey, they're coming out with the new P3X.
Are
Maybe you
they?
can start putting with that.
I don't even know.
It's beefy though.
It's beef.
It'll be fighting your pigs.
Ooh,
So, don't know if we want to step on that or not.
I don't think so. I think I like my pigs too much.
Well, you've got that sponsorship with Limber, so you can always go
Yeah.
in there and get one when it comes out.
I need to get a Halo pig. I forgot about that. They came out with Halo pigs. I need to get me.
Blizzard
get one of those.
Champion, I think, right?
Are they? I swear they were
Either
Halo.
that or some Gummy Champion, I think.
They came out with a Halo pig not too long ago.
Okay.
I remember that's one of them.
Yep.
Other than that, I can't remember if they came out with Champion.
Awesome. Well, like you said, you're sponsored by Limber. Jeremy on
Yep.
the show, he's Limber Pinecone as well. You
Yeah.
must have seen him in
Yeah,
your
I've met
group
him.
chat there.
Yep.
Is there any other sponsors or anybody else you want to give a shout out?
I don't have any sponsors, but of course, Limber. It's a great place. Go check them out.
Yeah.
Go check out Gavin's YouTube channel. Might as well be nice to him for once. Go check out Gavin B Disc Golf. It's a great channel.
Especially go find the video of you throwing 500. Like, that's the video we're watching.
Yeah, don't look at any of the other videos. Just look at mine. No,
Everyone go and like and subscribe.
Yeah, go
Gavin's video,
subscribe to Gavin for sure.
and just make sure you hit like on that video as well.
Yeah. Oh, that's
Perfect. Well, we have enjoyed your time here. We hope
Yeah.
to see you up at River City because we're going to be over there playing that as well.
For sure.
We'll go over there and make sure you say hi if you see us. We'll be on the course. We'll be.
I will do. It's going to
we'll
be
be
hard to miss your beard
There you go.
and your
Yeah,
long hair.
Yeah, I mean, just like look for top cards. That's where you'll find us.
Yeah, right.
I'll be watching scores to see between you and Gavin who comes out on top.
Definitely. It's going to be fun.
Perfect. Okay, awesome, Kai. Thank you very much for coming on the show.
No problem. Thank you for having me.
Yeah,
Not a
you'll
problem.
have to go
Thanks,
take
man.
a look at the chat as you hop off. Defend
I
yourself a
will.
little bit here.
Oh,
Yeah,
God.
we
it's
just
gonna
want
be-
you to blow up. Awesome. Thanks, Kai.
Have a good one, guys. Thank you.
Thanks so much.
Bye.
Man, he came in ready to throw shade all over the place.
That one, yeah. The guests kind of like ramped it up a bit there. Hey, like
Yeah,
they came in swinging.
he did. Excited for it though.
Yeah, yeah. Awesome guy. Obviously, he knows what he likes and he likes what he knows.
Yeah, and I mean, he throws far. I gotta go find this video of him throwing 560 and see what I can learn from this.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, keep it rolling right along.
Yeah, we got one more.
We got one more. We have our third guest tonight is an MJ15 player from Cranbrook BC who's been a PDGA member since 2022. He's actively posting content on Instagram and getting thousands of views. Can you tell we're a little bit jealous? He's playing in an NADGT Canadian National Championships, Falcon's Flight, Canadian Nationals this year. We're happy to welcome Mason Howard to the show.
How's it going?
Good. How are you?
Doing pretty good.
Good. We can't actually see you at the moment. Your camera's not working.
All right, let's see.
Don't
It was
worry.
working.
Gabe had this issue a little bit earlier as well.
I knew you were gonna throw me out on this, man. Luckily, I got to do it before we started recording. I went through the issue of it not working.
It's okay. It happens. I mean, if you watch last week's episode, you know we were inundated with technical issues last episode.
It's okay. I get the first time person pass, and so does Mason. First time
Exactly.
Here,
Yeah.
you get it figured
I
out.
should know better.
Yeah. You don't get a pass anymore.
No, exactly. Okay, so he's trying to rejoin here. But do you know anything about Mason? Have you been following him on Instagram?
No, I don't know much.
Yeah,
I was
so-
really excited when you guys asked me to come and guest host because I'm just excited to talk to. Like I said, I know Gavin pretty well, but I've never met Kai. I've never met Mason, so I'm just excited to get to talk to them and hear what they're like, and hear that Kai throws far, talks trash. Excited to see what Mason's got to say.
Yeah. I was introduced to Mason. I'm just going to try and message him here on Instagram. So what I might get you to do is just fill in for me just for a little bit.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, like I said, I'm excited to get to meet Mason here tonight. Talk about how he's from Cranbrook, what he's got coming up for him. Hopefully he can come up to Edmonton at some point and maybe put Gavin in his place, maybe go to Calgary, put Kai in his place.
That's what I think needs to happen. Yeah. Carrie Neal actually reposted one of his videos, and we can get talking to him a little bit later on, where he was trying to get sponsored by, and I'm sure he still is trying to get sponsored by Discmania.
Yeah,
And,
I
he
heard
put up
about this.
Yeah, he
It
put
was
up
like
a video.
1 foot a day
That's
for
the
each
one.
day. Yeah.
Yeah, throwing 1 foot every day for every follower he gained. Yeah.
We'll have to ask him how far he's got to at this point.
Yeah.
No, I
Okay,
love
he's
hearing
just having some
that-
issues rejoining here.
I loved hearing from Kai about his experience down at Spring Runoff there, and even just how he's found like somebody else he gets to play with, even though there's some friendly rivalry between him and Jackson there. It honestly makes such a huge difference if you have somebody like that you can go out there, play with all the time, talk trash with, and also have that competition.
Yeah.
Because as much as he's calling Jackson a chump, I know Jackson's no chump. And so it's so good that he has somebody like that he can go out play with all the time, that he feels comfortable playing with. That's so huge, right? Just having
Yeah.
somebody you can go with. I know you and Jeremy have that even. You can always hit him up and say, hey,
Yeah.
let's go play around together. And if he's free, he's pretty much always going to say yes.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's just so good talking to these young juniors that are so passionate about the sport. Like you can tell just talking to them, like it's not like a hobby that they're doing or anything like that.
Yeah.
Like they love the sport. There you are. Hey, how you doing, Mason?
Doing good.
Perfect. Oh man, it must be gorgeous weather there. You're outside?
It is nice. Yeah, I'm outside right now.
Perfect. You're out in your backyard that I've seen you throw so many discs in so many times on Instagram.
There has been a lot of disc thrown in this backyard, yes.
Yeah. Awesome. So we're so glad that you could join. You finally we got everything connected here. And I was just telling Gabe the first time, like kind of how I got introduced to you was Carrie Neal reposted your your attempt to get sponsored by Discmania, throwing 1 foot for every extra follower you got.
Yeah.
You want to tell us a bit about how that came about?
Yeah. How far did you get to?
So I think I got to like 400 and something feet, and it was with like there was a lot of snow on the ground, so I had to like stop because I couldn't throw 420 feet in like 2 feet of snow. But I saw a lot of videos, and it was like they're going viral, like one thing a day, and I was like, well, I gotta put that into a disc golf thing somehow. So I was able to I took probably 3 days trying to figure out how I could do that, and then finally I was like, why don't we just do 1 foot for every follower?
Yeah, that was awesome. And what did
And
you
I think
max
I
out at?
started it. I started that video like the day after I got from Hawaii too.
Okay.
So do you remember how many followers you had when you started and then what you ended up with?
I have a note of it somewhere. I think I started with 196 and I ended with like 400 something.
Okay.
Wow, that's impressive.
Clearly it worked a little bit. Did
did
Discmania
work.
ever reach out?
No.
Gotta go further. Gotta keep pushing the limits then.
Gotta keep going.
We had we spoke to Miguel Alvarado earlier on in our podcast, and he mentioned that getting sponsored by Discmania is kind of tricky. There's a whole
It's
combine
really hard,
that you
yeah.
have to go and do. You have to go and do skills competitions and or skills tests and everything.
It is really hard, but that's part of the fun.
Yeah, absolutely.
Have you watched all the old like Discmania combine videos they used to put out with Avery Jenkins and everything?
I've watched everything in one of the Discmania videos twice.
Oh, yeah. I remember being, in high school, watching those Discmania combine videos, just thinking how sick it would be to be at one of those and trying to figure out how it would hold up. But I also wasn't throwing 420 in snow when I was your age. So you got a leg up there.
So you're actually our third guest from Cranbrook. We've had Ben Loggins on the show before, and we had Casey on as well. And I think I reached out to you when we were just about to interview Ben because I was doing the research and I seen that he was at Falcon's flight. And then I just happened to catch a glimpse of his caddy and I thought, I'm sure that looks like Mason, but I couldn't quite be sure. So I reached out to you and yeah, for sure. You were caddying for Ben at Falcon's flight. How was that?
It was lots of fun. I was like, because his back was hurting. I think he was complaining about back pain. He has probably the worst bag I've ever seen. So I was like, well, I'm gonna caddy for him because I was done my round. I was like, what am I gonna do? Let's caddy for Ben.
Yeah. Did you have the bucket hat on? Because every time I've played with Ben, he's always wearing the bucket hat.
I did not have the bucket hat on, unfortunately.
I was pretty sure it was gonna be part of the caddy outfit. I'm pretty sure Ben wears it. Like I said, every time I've seen him play recently, he's wearing that bucket hat. So
yeah, he doesn't wear it as much anymore. Casey wears the bucket hat now.
Oh, Casey's stolen the look. I see how it is.
Yeah.
It's okay. You'll take it back. You'll become the bucket hat guy. I know it. You and Joey Buckets.
Yeah.
So we spoke to Casey recently, and he mentioned his course that he likes to play out there, Wycliffe. Have you you get out there and play that quite a bit?
Played it yesterday.
Nice.
Okay.
And is it as good of a course as Casey says that it is?
It's a great course. I love it. Probably up there with my favorites.
Yeah. Is that where you play most often then?
I probably play the one at the college the most, just because it's the closest and easiest, and I like to play that one.
Yeah, you're not going to
Nice.
lose discs out there like you will at Wycliffe.
I don't actually really lose discs at Wycliffe, but I don't. There's not a lot of places to lose discs here in Cranbrook.
That's fair.
Mason's discs are going where where he throws them. They're not going anywhere else. He,
It's
he
fair.
knows where
It's
they're
fair.
going, and that's where they're going.
Yeah, my whole bag is made to know where they're gonna go.
Yeah. So you said
Do you ever run
Wycliffe
out?
is one of your favorite courses. What's like one of your top favorite courses you've ever played?
Aspen Meadows East is probably my favorite, and
Okay.
then Wycliffe, and then Raptors.
Okay. You and Kai both love it.
Yeah, it's a great course. Love it.
Yeah, we're hearing so many good things about Aspen Meadows. I just can't wait to get down there and play. Me and Jeremy are going down for Falcon Flight this year, so we're looking forward to playing that one. Do you ever run into Casey over at Wycliffe?
Not at Wycliffe, but I did play. I didn't play with him league last night, but I was at the league that he was last night.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
So bringing it back to the beginning, do you want to tell us a little bit about how you got into disc golf?
Yeah, so we had friends that were visiting from Vancouver, and they were going out to a place for dinner. With one of the friends that they knew that lived here in Cranbrook. We didn't know them, but then we got in touch with them because they had a pool, and it was during the heat dome. So we got to play with them, and then at the end they were like, "Hey, you guys ever heard of disc golf?" And they're like, "All right." And then I set a date to go play around at one of the local small courses, and then that's where I started.
Awesome. Yeah. Everybody's got that one person that they know that just gave them a disc or mentioned it casually in conversation, and that's how we all
Yeah.
ended up getting in there. So with the mountains that are so close to you there, do you do any other activities around the mountains? Do you like going hiking or skiing or anything like that?
I ski during the winter, and
Right?
then that's about all I do for the mountain stuff.
Yeah. You snowboard as well, or are you a skier?
Just skiing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you mentioned that your friends got you into it. Do you still play with them lots?
Not lots, but I do play with them every once in a while.
Okay. Do you play most of your rounds by yourself? Do you got a couple guys you play with all the time?
I play with my brother who's slowly catching up to me, and it's kind of scaring me, so I got to get better. And then I
Okay.
play with my dad, and then some of his friends sometimes.
Yeah. What's up with brothers catching up to you? I started playing disc golf long before my brother, and somehow he's like almost caught up to me in skill level. But like, don't let him hear me say that, you know. But it's nice because at least there's the competition then.
Yeah.
So do you play like? Is there a junior? You said you played it with Casey last night in league. Is that is there a junior division in the league, or are you playing? What type of league is it?
It's just a league general. Everyone's in the same division. I actually was able to take first league last night, so that was
Okay.
great. Beat Casey, beat Ben.
Beat Casey, beat Ben. Don't let him
Wow.
forget it.
Yeah, I'm not gonna forget that one. Beating my PB.
Okay.
And which course was that?
That was just the one at the college.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Perfect.
What was the PB? What's the score?
7 under.
7 under.
7 down.
Okay.
With 2 bogeys.
Sounds like it was a hot round then.
Yeah.
It's impressive.
Mm-hmm.
So when we were doing, like I say, we always do the research on our guests. When we were looking through your Instagram posts early on there, it looks like you had a chance to go to Las Vegas Challenge.
Yeah, I did attend Las Vegas Challenge in 2023, I believe that would be.
Right.
And that's where I picked up my first sponsor actually there. I think they saw me throwing on one of the courses.
Okay. Who's the sponsor?
Good Dog Disc Golf.
Good Dog Disc Golf. That's it. Are you sponsored with them again this year?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And what are they? Are they a retailer?
They actually make knee pads and chain silencers, and I think they make something else, but I can't remember at this moment.
Okay, cool.
Okay, sick. I haven't heard of them. I love it.
How was that experience down there?
It was good. I didn't actually get to play, but I wish I could play one day. But I got to volunteer. I got to follow a lead card. I got to see all the pros, meet everyone. It was really fun.
Yeah.
Who are some of your favorite people you got to meet there?
I really liked Isaac and Alden. They were really nice people. And then I like Calvin. He's just a man.
Yeah. We've seen that you had a kind of a picture with Isaac. You got your picture with Simon as well.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I actually got Simon's photo right when he was out of the car. First photo.
Okay.
Yeah. Nice.
Yeah, straight out of the Tesla.
Did you meet any other players down there?
It was Isaac, Alden, Calvin. I met Zach Melton. There's actually a photo of him holding my quiet sign. And then I met Calvin, Gannon. I met a lot of other people. I met Kyle Klein. He was a great guy. I met a lot of other people. I just didn't get photos with that one.
Yeah.
Nice. So
That's
at this
sweet.
point, the famous celebrities, the famous disco, doesn't phase you anymore, right?
I'm trying to catch up to them. I'm trying to be there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, so what does the junior disc golf scene look like in Cranbrook?
Oh, it's actually not very big. I think there's like 6 juniors, and then we're all pretty close to each other. We can all play for tags or whatever. And it'll be somewhat close within 10 strokes.
Okay.
But besides that, I just play with all the adults.
Yeah. What is your experience like playing with all the adults and playing with people like Casey and Ben?
I don't actually get to play with Casey and Ben that much, but playing with the adults is lots of fun just because I don't want to say smoke them, but I like to smoke the adults.
Yeah, you like to remind them that just because you're younger doesn't mean you're not better than them, you know? You got to put them in their place.
Especially when when I would go onto like the stage and I play with some people I've never even heard of my name. They're like, oh, I'm not some random kid, and then they see me throw and they're like, holy crap.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the equivalent of pulling up to the set of lights in a car that it just looks like a stock car, and then just revving your engine and peeling away at the lights. Like you show up, people don't give you a second look, and then next thing they know, they're tipping their hat to you, right?
Yeah, I went to the Hawaii League and they're all like, who's this kid? And then I got like third or fourth for their league, and I was like, oh well, that's who I am.
Yeah, totally.
That's awesome.
And
So
that's the great
totally
part.
the opposite of the previous two guests. We got a guest here that just does his talking on the pitch or on the course, right? Doesn't need to come out with all the trash talk. He knows his game. He's confident in his ability. Lets it just do the talking. I like it.
Yeah.
Okay, so Mason, what are some of the tournaments you're playing this year that you're looking forward to the most?
Oh, I think I'm playing like 20 tournaments this year, but I'm looking forward to High Country, which is the one after Big Bear. I'm not going to Big Bear this year, unfortunately. I'm also looking forward to Falcon's fight, Up and Down. What other ones? There's probably some other. Oh, Nationals. That's another one.
Yeah.
There's a lot of the A tiers and B tiers.
Okay. Are you playing MJ15 at all of them?
MA1, MA2.
Okay.
Except for Nationals, I think I'm playing MJ15.
Okay.
Do you think you've ever done 20 tournaments in a year, Gabe?
No, I can confidently tell you I have not.
Yeah. That's awesome.
I think last year I did like 21, 23, somewhere around there.
Okay.
Wow. So you're used to it, right? You're used to the schedule.
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome. I
So
just wanted to show you this because when Alden Harris, when he left Prodigy, he was giving away all his discs and he put it out on his Instagram, like tag friends and all this sort of thing, and I'll give you a disc. So I won. He said he was going to send me a disc, and I didn't realize it. I mean, it's brand new. I don't even know what it is, but it's a brand new disc. But he signed it, so that was pretty cool.
That was pretty cool.
Yeah. Did you get signatures from a bunch of them when you met them down in Vegas there?
I have a Steel and FD3 signed by Gavin Babcock, Kyle Klein, Casey White, and then there's someone else on there. Oh, and Colt Montgomery. I actually have to play a couple holes with him.
Okay, all the Discmania guys, hey?
Yeah, everyone, all the Discmania people except Eagle that was there.
Yeah, that's sweet. So you're saying that you don't get a chance to play with Ben and Casey a lot. Are they still players that you look up to in the BC area, or is there other players in the BC area that you feel like you look up to more?
I would say I look up to Casey and Ben. I don't really know much other BC players besides Miguel, and then maybe there's some other ones that pop up in A tiers that I like their form and stuff. Yeah. But definitely Casey and Ben, just because I see them, I'm like, well, that's where I gotta be.
Yeah. Totally. It
Can't
gives
be
you
below them. I gotta be with them.
it gives you a goal to shoot for, right? And you can watch them throw the lines, and I'm sure you're starting to get to the point where they're hitting lines that you can throw those, right?
Yeah.
It's not unreachable. You're getting there.
Yeah, I was able to steal Casey's #1 tag last night. So that felt nice.
Yeah.
That's what it's all about. It's all about the #1 tag.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Did you post it on your Instagram?
Not yet, but it'll be a long post about the #1 tag.
Make sure you tag Ben and Casey in there as well.
Just to remind them,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah, exactly. So you mentioned about your friends at you kind of got you started into disc golf. Do you have any friends that you currently play with? Like, is there people at school that you play disc golf with?
I have my one brother, and then I have one school friend, and then his brother, and then I have other disc golfing friends that I play with, like other disc golfing kid friends.
Okay, cool. Do they teach disc golf in schools? In your school?
No, there's
No.
like 6 juniors that play here, 6 or 7.
Right.
Yeah.
Is there? I mean, we asked this question. I mean, I feel bad now that I think about asking this question because it makes it sound like I'm asking you for advice. But what, in your opinion, like, what do you think the community or Cranbrook, whatever, could do to kind of promote junior disc golf?
Oh, I don't really know what like there is to do for junior disc golf. Like, there's a bunch of parents that play, but there's just not like this actually sounds really dumb, but like apparently disc golf is a gay sport at my school. Like I get made fun of for playing it, so it's I don't know why. It's just really dumb.
Well, it's totally not that.
Yeah.
But I get you. Like I started playing when I was 16. And I definitely had some friends that when I was telling them that, hey, I'm gonna go play disc golf after school today, you get the weird looks. You get the, what are you doing? Go play basketball. Go play a real sport kind of thing. So it can be tough, right?
Yeah, I used to get those looks, and I used to like, well, I have to get better than I can like show them actually what it means to play. And now when I'm actually like making money and they're like in their basement playing video games, like, well, maybe you should have joined.
Yeah, totally. Again,
Great
going back
attitude.
to this attitude of, you'll show them that disc golf is a real sport when you show up and you say, hey guys, what'd you do on your weekend? I went out and I made $500 cash or like whatever it might be,
Yeah.
Even
The only thing that like them saying bad stuff is just gonna push me to be like #1.
yeah, totally.
Absolutely.
I love it. I love the attitude, man. So do you play any other sports other than disc golf?
Skiing, soccer in a very little amateur way, and then
Okay.
I'm like good at a lot of sports, but I don't really try at money sports besides disc golf.
Yeah. Disc golf is the focus.
Yeah.
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 So you said you're sponsored by, remind me of the name of the company again?
Good Dog Disc Golf.
Good Dog Disc Golf. Do you have any other sponsors for this year?
I do have Toss and Sauce with DG on Instagram.
Okay. Toss and Saucers DG. I love it. What do they do?
So I get 3 discs every month or so. I think I got 3 discs last year or last month, and then I think this during July I actually get a custom piece of apparel.
Okay.
Nice.
That's sick. What's going to be the choice?
We made a mock-up jersey, so I think I'm gonna go with that. It looks pretty cool.
Okay. Okay, that'll
Yeah,
be sweet. Will they be for sale as well? Just for you though.
They're probably not gonna be for sale at the moment.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so
I've seen a lot of the videos on Instagram. They're in the chat right now. So yeah, they're here representing as well.
Mm-hmm. So you were mentioning before you were trying to get sponsored by Discmania. Is that like the dream disc golf sponsor?
Yeah, that's the one. Yeah, the only one I'm trying for.
Tell me why Discmania. I love Discmania. Tell me why.
Well, their plastic is amazing. Like I have the whole Discmania bag. It's right in front of me as I look at it.
Okay.
They have like the best company. I like their Instagram page. I don't know. Something just clicked with me when I threw that MD3, and it was like, oh, this is the thing.
Yeah. So I'll ask you the same question I asked Kai. Old Discmania or new Discmania discs? What are you throwing?
That's tough, but I think as they're bringing out a lot of this new Discmania stuff, it's probably the new Discmania stuff, like those
Okay.
premium plastic Logics. I'm really in love with. It's
Yeah.
really nice. Yeah.
Okay. So Logic is a favorite for you. What are some of your other go-to discs?
Actually, now that I think about it, I think when they made the switch from old to new and some like the older, newer stuff, if that makes sense, they called them my favorites, like the Cloudbreaker 3. They were one of my favorites.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, the stuff from like just before they like fully separated themselves off kind of thing, or right after
Yeah,
the
like
switch.
just before they fully separated it, and then just after they fully separated.
Okay. Okay. So you said Logic is a favorite. What's like
Yeah.
two of your other go-to discs?
Oh, I have this nice Seal MD1 that just goes dead straight. I also have blue S-Line FT that I can hyzer flip and just goes like 330 feet. And then I
Okay.
like that blue Cloudbreaker and then S-Line DD3.
Okay. It's a new
Also,
S-Line FD. Yeah.
yeah, I also have this one. I'm in love with these Exo Vapor Links.
Yeah. Those are is that even an April Fool's stamped one too?
Yeah, the April Jewels ones.
Yeah. I love it. Cloudbreaker stamped Logics.
I've
It
fooled a lot
sounds
of people with them when I throw a Cloudbreaker from 100 feet away.
it sounds like you speak in your language, Gabe. I only have two Discmania discs. I have an MD1 and I have an FD1.
Oh, I was a
Oh no,
huge
sorry.
Discmania fan.
I did find two discs on the course that had no names on it. I found a Mentor and a Maestro.
Okay. No, I was a huge Discmania fan. I started playing 2016. And so the era of like 2017 to I feel like 2018, 2019 was just Discmania was the coolest brand you could possibly throw. Macbeth is throwing some Discmania. Simon's on the team. So I threw a ton of it. I got a ton of the old Discmania stuff. But I've been looking at their new S-Line FDs, and you telling me that they're these beautiful hyzer flip ones. It's definitely making me think of it.
I've also got the S-Line FD1 that complements the S-Line FD. Just amazing. Like it's the
Yeah.
best forehand disc I've ever thrown. Yeah.
See, now that's something I love to hear. I love my old
Yeah.
FDs. They're like the beautiful little hyzer flip ones, but something with a little bit of bite to it. That's what I'm always looking for in that 7-speed. So S-Line FD1
Yeah.
is what you're saying?
Yeah. It's the best forehand disc I've ever thrown.
Okay.
Obviously, you must be predominantly backhand, but you work on your forehand. You've got a good forehand as well.
Yeah. So I was a lot of backhand, like almost only backhand. I throw forehand approach shots, and then I'm like, well, why is Casey so good? And then I saw that he has a 400-foot sidearm. I'm like, well, I got to get a 400-foot sidearm. So I watched countless videos of him throwing a sidearm. I hope he's out there watching this, but I watched countless videos. And then I'm like, I picked out the good things about that. I picked out the good thing about Kyle Klein, picked out the good thing about everyone that's good at sidearms, and then just took those.
Yeah.
Awesome.
So Kai was
It's
telling us, Kai and
sorry, go
Gavin
ahead.
both told us how far they throw. Where are you topping out distance wise on backhand and forehand?
Oh, forehand, a good one where I can connect. I might be able to get up to 400 with one of my flippy rays.
Okay.
On backhand, I can probably I think I've gotten 460. It's just above average, but I'd say like 440 is average.
Okay. Those are some rips.
Wow. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just loving your dedication. It seems like if you want something, like no matter what happens, like you're gonna get it.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
yeah, it's so awesome to hear that and your approach to it as well. It's okay, I want to get a better forehand. How do I get it? It's not okay, I'm gonna go to a field and practice. No, you realize, okay, I need to study videos, I need to watch people's form, I need to look who I look up to and emulate them, try and not necessarily copy his throw, but take what the great things that Casey can do and then adapt that to your own style. So that's awesome.
Yeah. Going back on that, I was like a couple weeks ago, I was playing Wycliffe and I was playing from the longs. I'm like, I don't have a long enough throw, so I spent 2 weeks throwing straight into a net, and then I got like 20 extra feet of distance. I found
Yeah.
something and it just worked.
Totally. I love the fact that you're taking this motivation of like, I can't reach the hole. And instead of sitting back, I've heard so many amateurs that then complain and go, this hole's too long. This needs to be a par 4. But instead you're just taking this attitude of like, okay, then I need to throw further. Like it doesn't sound like there's ever a barrier of like, oh, this course is too tough. You're just sitting there going, okay, then I'll just get better, and that's fine by me, kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, if I find a shot that's too tough, I'm gonna make it work. There's no way it's holding me back.
Yeah. Even as you were talking about Ben and Casey, looking at them and you're going like, yeah, they're better than me, but I should get on their level. Like the attitude that you have is not an attitude of it's out of reach. It's almost this attitude of it's simple. I just need to get as good as Casey Hannemeyer. You know, it's just that easy.
I just got to make it somewhat like mentally within reach,
Yeah.
and then it's within reach.
Yeah, I love it.
That's awesome. So speaking about Casey, we've asked all the other previous guests as well. Is there any who are you looking up to kind of in your local area?
It'd probably be Casey and Ben, just because I like Ben's style. He's like, well, I can't really get there with the forehand, so I'll just go grenade over the top. And it's like, well, you're the only one that would think of that, and I love that. And then Casey just will park every hole that he needs to park.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And then, I mean, you know, why wouldn't you stick with Casey? But is there any other Canadian disc golfers that you might be you kind of look up to or like watching them play?
Not really. I've gotten to like be alongside a lot of the good people. Like I watched when I was caddying for Ben, I got to see Miguel play, and I gotten to see a lot of good Canadian players.
Yeah.
But I think if I were to say one more, it'd probably be Max Forget and Nick. Now that I think about it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Max is doing good things down south of the border there as well.
Yeah, he's
and then if you could pick yeah. And then if you could pick anybody, we've heard a lot of names mentioned today. Who's your favorite player of all time?
Probably Gannon Burr. I like how he brings the ice to the game.
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah.
And he's on Discmania now too, so I'm sure that's a nice plus for you.
Yeah.
Perfect. So yeah, we already mentioned your sponsor there, and I've forgotten them again. Sorry, is it Bad Dog?
Good Dog.
Good Dog.
Oh, Good Dog. That was close. And then you had the Toss and Saucers as well, so that's awesome. We asked the other guys as well, if you had 3 discs, what are your go-to 3 discs in your bag?
Ooh, if I had to do 3 for like a tournament or a round, it'd probably be P1, Logic, P1, MD1, and Flippy Wraith, or one of my Flippy DD3s.
Okay.
Good
I thought
choices.
you were going with 2 putters there for a second with the P1 and the Logic, but you know, P1 and MD1. At least you got putter mid.
And then either
Even like
Flippy Wraith.
I can push the FD pretty far too. I might just go P1, MD1, FD.
Okay. I respect it. I love the FD.
Yeah.
Yeah. Awesome. Is there anything else you want to shout out?
I don't know if he's watching, but I'll force him to watch this later. Shout out to my dad for taking me all the tournaments, and shout out to my mom for making the money to take me all the tournaments.
There you go. That's the 2 biggest sponsors right there, right?
Yeah.
Awesome. Great. Well, anything else from you, Gabe?
No, just I hope I end up in a tournament with you sometime. I'd love to watch you play, see you crushing these 400-foot forehands. So I'll have to keep checking the tournaments that I'm playing in and see if I get to run across you sometime.
Nothing but positivity in the chat as well. Everybody seems to like your attitude and like your positivity as well, Mason. So keep doing what you're doing, and we will see you out there. We'll be down at Falcon Light, so if you see us down there, give us a shout, and we'll definitely meet up and say hi.
Yeah, I don't know if Kai and Gavin are in the chat, but good luck. You guys are gonna need it.
There you go.
See, there's the little trash talk.
End.
He saved you gotta get it in there.
Awesome. Perfect. Thanks, Mason. Thanks for joining.
Thank you.
Man, well, I hadn't heard of him, but I love him.
Yeah.
His attitude is so good. The attitude,
That's it, right?
It's in reach. Anything, it's just Casey Hannemeyer. Who? He's just some guy,
Yeah.
I'll just be as good as him, and even just the attitude to look at the guys in his school that are giving him crap, and just saying that's fine. I don't really care. I'm gonna go play my sport. I'm gonna go do my thing, and you can think whatever you want here.
Yeah, absolutely. And to have that attitude to not see a roadblock. There is no
Yeah.
roadblock. It's not a
Yeah.
roadblock. It's an obstacle that I just need to get over.
Yeah. Not only when it comes to how good he is, but even just looking at a hole.
Yeah.
Like I said, I've heard so many people that will play a hole and complain about, oh, this is a lefty friendly or righty friendly, or
Yeah.
this hole's too long. It should be a par 4. Meanwhile, Mason's out here going, the hole's too long. Great. I'm going to go throw into my net for 2 weeks straight so
Yeah.
I can throw far enough that I can birdie it. Like, just no roadblock. Let me
Yeah.
just throw further and I'll be back.
That's his solution. Don't complain about it. Deal with it and get better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love it.
So
And
great.
he's got to get the little trash talk in at the end too. You know,
Exactly,
good luck.
right?
You'll need it.
Yeah. Perfect. So our first junior episode, I say first because if anybody kind of put 2 and 2 together in the chat, we had Gavin from Edmonton, we had Kai from Calgary, and we just had Mason from Cranbrook, all West Coast players. So we do plan on having another episode. Maybe we'll get you back on as maybe we'll do a 3-up co-host. Jeremy, I'm sure won't want to miss that one, but maybe we'll get you back for that one as well. But we do plan on getting some East Coast juniors as well. So if anybody in the chat knows some East Coast juniors, we already know Brooklyn Okrafka. She's sponsored by Latitude 64, great player out there. And then obviously Rebecca Dunn. We know that she's tearing it up out there as well. I picked her in the fantasy league. So
Okay.
when she was out at Foxwood. Yeah.
Yeah, I love it.
Yeah. So at this point in the show, if you've liked what you've heard, definitely subscribe, like the video, and stay tuned because we will be putting out a secret word. And you have to put that in the comments to prove that you kept that, you stayed until the end.
Yeah, prove that I didn't
Well-
scare you off. That's the only way that Jeremy's going to let me back on is if you prove that I didn't scare you off today, you know?
Exactly. Yeah. Put a comment down whether how great of a job. I was going to say whether or not you did a good job.
You can say that. You can say it. I'm okay.
Put a comment on the video how great it has been having Gabe co-host.
Mm-hmm.
Moving right along.
Yeah, this is where we'll ask for some questions. If you guys have any questions. And while you guys get some of your questions together, Jeremy, even though he's not here, did a fantastic job putting together a little bit of a Touring Pro update from some Canadian pros. So giving a shout out at the Top Link Open out in Barrie, Ontario, to Chantel Budinsky, who placed 4th in FPO. Colleen McInnes, apparently totally dominated. Exact words from Jeremy here. Totally dominated with a -7 finish for first place.
Yeah.
Martin Hendel taking down MPO by 1 stroke. So yeah, Top Link Open out in Barrie, Ontario.
Yeah. And I think what he had mentioned there is that we've had Martin Hendel on the show before. We've had Colleen McInnes on the show before, both winning their division. So just putting it out there that, Mason, Gavin, and Kai, they're going to start winning their divisions now as well. The next tournaments that they're in, they're going to win because they've been on the show.
And apparently Mason's putting in so much work that he said in the chat that he just broke his net. I assume from throwing too hard because he just got so excited from being on the show. He came back in the chat and said that he just broke his net. Dude's throwing way too hard. Those nets are made to catch anything. And then we also wanted to give a shout out to Portland Open. Give you a little, if you don't follow, if you're not watching too closely, we had Thomas Gilbert finishing tied for 93rd with Braden Sides, who's also a great up and coming player. Not from Canada, still a great guy.
Yeah.
And then Max Vergitnig tying Adam Hammis, James Conrad for 84th, but by far biggest Canadian story.
I would just like to say what names to be tied with if you're going to tie,
Yeah.
James Conrad, Adam Hammis. If you're tying those guys, your game's pretty good.
He tied last year. He tied the defending champ in Adam Hammis, who won the event last year, and tied a previous world champion, James Conrad.
Yeah.
But overall, biggest storyline for Canadian disc golf coming out of this event is Sophia Do we know how to pronounce her last name? I'm gonna screw it up here.
So we've screwed it up numerous times, but I think I've come up with the definitive answer,
Okay.
and I'm going to go with Donica
Okay. I'm just
because
gonna
it
keep
sounds
going
like
with
Monica.
I'm gonna keep going with Sophia.
Yeah,
Sophia finished third place behind Paige Pierce, Holland Handley. She even shot the hot round in round 2 with a 10 under to just absolutely jump herself back up there.
crazy round. Yeah,
This is also the first podium finish ever at a Pro Tour event for a Canadian disc golfer.
yeah,
Absolutely incredible finish from her. Just
smashed it. Yeah,
love to see it.
and it's only her second Pro Tour event as well.
Yeah, which is crazy.
Yeah, she
Like-
played OTB and then Portland. She did play the Las Vegas Challenge as well.
Yeah,
But I don't think that was a Pro Tour event, and
No, just an A-tier.
she was leading round 1, round 2, and then Lucky,
Mhm.
her last name's
Luke,
Lucky Lawrenson,
Yeah, Lorenzen.
ended up winning that one, so she finished second there. But yeah, what a talent! You know, hoping to see much more of her in the future.
Yeah, and then she's playing Beaver State Fling this next weekend as well.
Yeah.
So keeping that train rolling. Let's see kind of what it looks like for her there, as well as Max Vergitnig and Thomas Gilbert will both be out there as well. So got to keep an eye out and see if she can keep going. Third event,
Yeah.
She keep going up.
That's it. And then of course Chantel is heading to play the River City Open, not the River City Cup. She will not be
River
coming
City
to
Cup's
Edmonton.
not for a few weeks.
Yeah, but she'll be heading down to Michigan to play in the River City Open.
Okay.
Yeah. So come on, chat. You haven't put any questions in for us yet. And I know when I say us, I mean Gabe. But I would just, while we're talking about the secret word and we're talking about shouting out in the chat, I have to shout out again. Every week I want to shout this guy out. But thanks to Brendan, he was the only one that commented on last week's video. I said to the chat last week that I was calling you out for not commenting on the videos. We put out these secret words. We get the chat to put the secret word in the chat. A lot of people will put the word out there to try and get their choice chosen, but then they don't go back into the chat and put it in afterwards. But Brendan did. So thanks, Brendan.
And for those of you that don't know, I'll give a little shout out here. Brendan is also the owner of BR.
Yeah.
Incredible guy. I know you guys have had him on before. That was the week where Jeremy came on with a mustache that he swears was just because he felt like it, not because he was trying to copy anybody. But yeah, BR Disc Golf, absolutely love them. Great people.
I'm going to say this wrong, but are you on Team BR or were you on Team BR?
I am.
You
on
are
Team BR this year.
Yeah.
First year for me being on Team BR Disc Golf. It's been absolutely sweet. But yeah, just love him.
Yeah. Awesome guy to work with.
Mm-hmm.
Still don't have any questions. People don't want to, I guess people are tired of listening to us.
Brendan hears me talk enough, you know?
There you go. And we don't have any secret word suggestions either. So I guess it's up to me and you to think of a secret word. What can we come up with that ties all three guests together?
I think
it doesn't have to be a word. It can be, we've had phrases before. Okay, go ahead. 2 words.
Give me 2 words. Can it be trash talk?
I think
by far the biggest theme throughout the 3 of them all was just trash talking each other. I love it.
Yeah. I think that's a great phrase to go with. Trash talk. Okay.
The only question that we got in the chat was from Gavin asking me why I putt so fast.
Yeah.
We haven't had the chance to play together before. Anyone that has had the chance to play with me knows that I putt way too fast. You know, like if you watched Gannon Burr putt before,
right?
I'm pretty sure I putt like maybe 1 mile slower than him, kind of thing. For me,
do you
honestly,
get a lot of spit outs?
I do get a number of them. I've learned to not complain about them because I know that it's from the speed. Honestly, it's a confidence thing for me, and that's where it started from. I found that when I was starting out, I was putting slow all the time, and I was hitting cage because I was scared and I just didn't want to miss it. And honestly, it was a confidence shift of it doesn't matter if I putt this hard because I'm going to make the comebacker anyways. Right. So I can putt this as hard as I want, and I find that when I putt it hard, I get my line right most of the
Mhm.
time.
Yeah.
I say most of the time. But it then just the confidence that comes with it of, okay, I'm going to throw this hard because it doesn't matter if I go 20 feet long, making my 20-foot comebacker.
Yeah.
I say that if I'm ever going to miss, I'm often going to miss because I'm scared. And you can always tell if I'm scared because the putt comes out soft. So
Yeah. That's interesting because, so what do you putt with?
I putt with Thought Space Alters.
Okay.
Yeah.
Have
Fairly
I-
neutral.
Yeah. So I used to putt with Bergs.
Okay.
I went through a random selection of discs and it just felt like they were just good in my hand. And obviously if you throw a Berg, you know, they've got zero glide, right? They're gonna drop
familiar with the
early.
Berg. Let me just say,
What's that?
I'm familiar with the Berg.
Right. So I was more speaking to the chat, but that's okay. A lot of misses with my Berg. I was always hitting cage. So I started to putt faster and faster and harder. And people have said to me when I'm playing with them is that when I putt, they always say, "Oh, with confidence," because it feels like I'm throwing it into the basket hard. But my theory is that I'm throwing a Berg, so if I do miss, it's not gonna go 20 feet past the hole. It's gonna go, and it will just go. You know, it doesn't. It allows me not to have that far of a comeback.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But having said that, I have recently just switched to pixels.
Okay. Are they
Yeah.
going further?
They're definitely glidier. Yeah, it's definitely a you know, kind of two ends of the spectrum there.
Totally.
Switching from that putter to realizing that you don't need to throw it as hard. You can glide them in a little bit better.
Yeah.
So
I had the same thing when I first started playing. I had a while there when I was scared and didn't want the comebacker.
Yeah.
I was putting with rhinos. I don't know if you know
I've
what a
heard of
rhino
them.
is. It's very similar to a pig. It's basically the brother to a pig. It's a little bit slower, the less popular. You know, it's red. We don't talk about the rhino much. But I remember switching from rhinos to wizards, I think was the next thing, which I putted with for the longest time.
Right.
And I felt like I could just putt it so easy. It just wanted to stay in the air. It was crazy.
Yeah.
So I'm sure you're having the same experience going from Berg to Pixel, that it actually wants to fly a little bit.
Yeah. I'm not that great with it for like a throwing putter. It's definitely just a putting putter for me. I'll still use the Berg on an upshot and things like that.
Totally.
Brendan, I don't know what you have against Bergs. He's always trying to get me to he wanted me to try a Ringer GT. He said that was one of his
That's his favorite, you know.
Desert Island disc, I think.
Yeah.
He wanted me to try the Ringer GT. He says once you go to a jawbreaker Ringer GT, you'll never go back.
See,
so I bought one.
Yeah.
I tried it. And actually it was the same weekend as Tundra Toss, and I ended up with Brendan McKinstry's Banger GT.
Okay.
And I actually liked that one a little bit better.
Okay.
But it still wasn't enough to push out the Bergs.
Yeah, I will say I love the Berg. I got one in the bag all the time.
Yeah.
It's great. And the upside to it is that I've had the same Berg in my bag, I think, for like 3 years at this point. No.
Right.
Maybe 4 at this point.
Yeah.
And it's still there. I love jawbreaker plastic. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
My Berg flies very similar to it did 4 years ago, and I've thrown it a lot.
There
I don't know if I could say the same about a jawbreaker Ringer GT. Nothing against it. I love the beat up discs.
Yeah.
But yeah.
So I've asked this question to a few people. I mean, we can kind of wrap things up here. Speaking about molds and plastics, Brendan was one of the first people that kind of got me to it kind of flicked that switch in my brain that somebody else had been saying it, but actually talking about having the same mold in your bag, but in different stages of beating. Just because then every time you throw the disc, it's the same feeling in your hand. I didn't really understand why people had 3 or 4, like Tim, he said, no joke, sometimes he can go out with 7 or 8 Firebirds, right?
Yeah.
Like, why do you have so many? Like, they all do the same thing, but they don't, because they're all at different stages. And it's that feel, the grip in your hand. And then when Brendan explained that, I was like, oh, I kind of get it now. Do you have certain molds that you have multiples in your bag?
It comes and goes. At the end of last season, I think I had 5 Zeuses in my bag.
Okay.
Honestly, for me, it's less the like, oh, I know this is the same feeling disc.
Right.
And it more comes from the fact that I trust this disc so much because I've had it in my bag forever. The reason I had 5 Zeuses is because I had a brand new one, and I also had one that'd been in my bag for 2-3 years. That's so flippy it flies more like a Hades than a Zeus.
Right.
And it's not the fact at that point. It's not even the fact that it's like, oh, these are all Zeuses. It's the fact that, man, I've thrown this disc so many times. I've thrown good shots with it. I know what it's going to do.
Yeah.
I trust it. So I flip flop back and forth between mold minimalization and not. I got some that are duplicates. I got some that aren't. My struggle with mold minimalization is always, if I lose a disc, I want to be able to replace it.
Right.
So if I lost this blue Zeus that I've had in my bag for who knows how long, I can't just go buy another Zeus and it's the same thing. It's not. I'm not buying another Zeus to replace it.
Right.
So it goes back and forth for me. I got, like, right now, I'm trying to think. I got 1 or 2 Zeuses in my bag, not as many as I used to. They've slowly been getting kicked out by other stuff right now, messing around with some fun drivers right now.
Okay.
Got a couple Vodums. I've often had a couple Animus as well.
Yeah.
I really enjoy Thought Space. So yeah, I think for me it more comes from the almost like, sounds weird, almost the relationship you build with a disc.
Yeah.
Where it was never an intentional choice to have 5 Zeuses.
Right.
It came from this blue Zeus was my go-to brand new stable Zeus. And then slowly it started to flip on me and I went, well, it's starting to flip. I need something else. What's going to be like a new Zeus? Oh, I'll just buy a new Zeus.
A new Zeus.
And then slowly my blue Zeus now gets even flippier, and the Zeus I just bought is now kind of straight. And I go, well, I mean, I know what a new Zeus does.
Yeah.
I'll just go buy a new Zeus again. And
Yeah.
so slowly they all just keep shifting almost down the line of flippiness. And
Yeah.
next thing I know, I'm sitting there with 5 of them and going, oh man, now what?
Yeah.
So
That's awesome.
mhm.
Yeah, I like Thought Space as well. I have an Animus. I don't throw it as much now. I kind of it comes and goes depending on wind and whether I
Yeah.
need it or not. I have a Mantra and a Construct, which I quite like, and then I have a Thomas Gilbert Mana.
Yeah.
On the shelf over there as well. 5 Zeuses. It sounds like a friend of Dan Dupree's. Did you actually get to see him out this weekend? Because I believe he was down at Hidden Gem.
I'm actually a good friend of Dan. I actually drove down with Dan in the end.
Oh, okay.
I drove down with him Friday night. Friday during the day, played practice round with Dan, talked to him throughout the weekend kind of thing. I don't know if you've met Dan before. He is a Discraft fanboy through and through.
Right.
Man throws nothing but Discraft and a tiny bit of DGA, only because Discraft makes DGA plastic.
Right.
So his driver's all Zeuses all day long. But yeah.
Yeah. Awesome. Well, I think we're just about time.
Yeah, it's been great.
Thank you. It's been great having you on.
Yeah, glad to fill in. Do my best to fill in for Jeremy here.
Yeah, absolutely. Jeremy, I don't know if we'll be getting Jeremy back. I mean,
he did say he was worried. We talked to him the other day. Jeremy said, I'm a little worried that I'm not going to be invited back. So we'll see.
Yeah, don't worry, Jeremy. The podcast is all your idea. You can come back in. You just shut me out. That's what I was worried about, the fact that everybody might like you and not like me anymore. So it would be Jeremy and Gabe show.
No, I don't know.
Which actually wouldn't be that bad because I like doing the technical stuff behind the scenes anyway. So
I was gonna say, I don't know the technical side of it. You're the one that's making people show up on the screen. I'm just sitting here talking and people show up.
There you go. Yeah, we had 3 great guests, a great co-host. I appreciate it.
Mm-hmm.
And we'll see you out on the course.
Yeah, absolutely.
I guess one thing we should say, if you took one of those Hades, where do you normally throw your Hades? I mean, it's always going to be on any long par 4.
My Zeus?
Your Zeus, sorry.
Yeah. Like I said, par 4s, pretty much, especially around here. Most of the par 3s around here I can usually get to with a 7, 8, 9, maybe a 10 speed kind of thing. So mostly par 4s around here.
Yeah. Are you throwing the Zeus on hole 7 at Rundle?
I do. Right now, like I said, I've been messing around with a Mayhem from Axiom Discs.
Yeah. Okay. Jeremy just got one of those.
Kind of trying to fight the Zeus slot a little bit.
Yeah.
Been liking the plastic of it a ton. So it's kind of still sticking around, still trying to mess around with it a little bit, see how much I trust it. But
Actually, I thought of a better hole. Let's say you're standing up on the tee of 9, the downhill,
9 at Rundle. Yep.
nice downhill. You're going to throw that Zeus.
No.
Yeah, you are. Just
Okay.
go with me.
Okay. Going with you.
You're going to throw that Zeus. You're going to throw one of the stable ones. You're going to throw it out to the right.
Yeah.
It's going to glide straight until it gets past the trees. And then we all know what happens when it gets past the trees. You're going to get a gust of wind coming across hole 7.
Yeah.
It's going to start turning. It's coming over towards the basket because you threw it.
Yeah.
That Zeus is going to crash into those chains.
Of course.
You know, there's only one thing that Zeus is never going to do.
It's not going to chain out.
It's not going to.
It's not going to chain out.
Chain out!
Chain out.
There you go. That's where I was going with it.
I'm still new. I'm learning.
It's okay. Thanks, everybody, for tuning in. We had a great episode. We will catch you on the next one.
Yeah.